my paracetamol out, because I've got a headache brewing. Paracetamol out. Knock that on the head before it gets worse. Headache brewing. Paracetamol out. Yeah. Let's not drop my painkillers on the floor. That's not ideal. I need them in case, not floor. And once I know we are live, can do the social post and pop this here. Lovely. All right. I remember how to swallow things. I can swallow a tablet. I can do that. How is everyone doing? In about a minute, we should have some backing music to set this up. And I am about to have my lunch quickly on camera, so you will have to forgive me for a minute while I wolf down a sandwich, but I'm here and awake and alert. I'm ready to see game trailers. Ready to see these here videoed games. They're being asked how long this showcase is going to be. I assume less than an hour, because I think an hour from now the mix, their showcase starts. I don't think there's an overlap. I'm going to assume so. There's a 15-minute lead in. Yeah, no update on the runtime, but I'm going to assume an hour. Do they say in the description maybe? After conclusion of the show. Oh, that's what I should be doing. I should be I'm still looking at what other showcases do to be like, how am I supposed to do this? I could put my Steam event. No! I could put my Steam event link in advance and go, it's not going to be live yet, but really, we're getting ads? No, go away, ads. I don't think I've ever seen ads play before the YouTube premiere kicks off. Usually you click that button and the countdown timer's going. How's everyone doing today? As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a rush. Literally in between pog position and jumping on stream. I had enough time to prepare a sandwich and be like, right, hit the ground running. Will there be announcements in this pre-show, or is this one of these, like, here's a countdown beginning? No, we've had another of these announced for tomorrow now. PlayStation's doing their State of Play, so their E3 equivalent presentation tomorrow night at 10 PM UK, which is when I would usually be streaming, so that's not the end of the world. But it is another one of these to go, oh. It does make me glad that I'm not having to go somewhere to pick up my Switch 2 at midnight. That would be awkward time juggling. But also, yeah, by the time they're doing their State of Play, some places are already going to have the Switch 2 out. That is brave timing from PlayStation to try and directly compete with... Like, here's my thoughts on, like, PlayStation's timing for the State of Play tomorrow is... We're not really getting anything in the way of pre-release coverage of the Switch 2. We had some hands-on preview coverage of Mario Kart World that went up today. Like, 48 hours from the console's release, we've not had an unboxing, but we've had, hey, I went to Nintendo's office and played some Mario Kart World kind of coverage. Which means the second this console is available legally somewhere in the world, like New Zealand, Australia, whatever, we're probably going to see a bunch of live streams of people answering questions about the Switch 2. I feel like that is like a real chaotic time to go. People will sit down and watch our PlayStation news right now, right when finally the first Switch 2 information is properly out there. That's like a... PlayStation, you are confident in your own marketing department. I have no idea what this game is that's on screen right now. If they're going to show off trailers of, like, highlights from last year's show, you've got so much screen real estate here to play with, put the name of this game on screen. So that I know what the monkey slot machine side-scrolling Metroidvania is. Hang Rogue the Mighty, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Yeah, this game looks really interesting. If I minimize this, someone's probably mentioned it in the chat here. If I can find the chat. Go chat. Enter countdown. Yeah, they're not even, like, in the chat going, oh, this is that game. If you're gonna do a 15-minute countdown of your highlights from last year, let people know, oh, this looks cool. I don't know what this game is. I don't remember it from last year. This looks cool. Let me Google it, except I can't. There's just a lower third graphic. Not even a lower third graphic. You look at this timer. This is clearly like the most basic budget ass timer possible. I should know. I'm gonna be doing one of these this week. You've got this whole big space here. You could just have a plain text, black box, white text, what's the name of the game currently being shown? "2024 monkey platformer indie didn't give me anything." Right? Did it show a game name at the end of the trailer? It might have done. I lost focus for a second. Because there's no audio, I can't hear when it's like, oh, it's the end of the trailer, I should look back and see if there's a game name on screen. It's very easy to miss the, like, oh, suddenly it's a new trailer and I didn't catch the transition. Also, forgive me wolfing down my lunch before we get started. So my expectation is this is going to be an hour, and I think the mix is the same as what Guerrilla Collective used to be, so that's probably going to be 2 hours. We've probably got about 3 hours of game trailers to be watching here today. It should be about 3 hours back to back, and then nothing until tomorrow. I think the only one tomorrow is... the only one... Yeah, the only one tomorrow I think is State of Play. Which is 40 plus minutes of what are the new PlayStation games. This looks so cute! Co-op game, you're a duck and a turtle? I want to be a duck and a turtle. Is it co-op or is it single player and you are both at once? I don't know. I've not seen... Oh no, yeah, the turtle can lead. Okay. But yeah, they seem tethered together, so I assume this isn't a co-op game. Also, because this is a YouTube premiere, and they've said it with a 2-minute delay, if this is an hour long, it's probably going to end 2 minutes into the mix. Because they haven't offset it to start 2 minutes, to reduce the countdown by 2 minutes to have it end on the hour. Izzy the Penguin says, I love this time of year as an enjoyer of games. I enjoy finding out about new video games. It's a bit overwhelming to take them all into my brain at once, but it is useful to have a bunch of new things where my Steam wishlist will occasionally go, that game's out, and I'll go, what game is that? Oh, that one, that looked cool. 'Tis the season for remind me in 6 months when this comes out that I thought it was cool at the time. Yes, God. This all happening the same week as Switch 2 is wild. From what I can tell, Nintendo still isn't sending review units to any outlets. From what I saw, people got invited to go visit Nintendo for one day. Like, Stephen Tolito, Eurogamer have written, like, we went to a secret location and played the Switch 2 for a day. And that's the closest we're getting to, like, actual coverage 2 days out from a console launch. Amrog the Mighty says, this is my, when the hell did I add this to my wishlist era? Yes, wishlist everything. I keep forgetting what I need to do. I need to remember this before, like, Summer Games Fest itself kicks off on Friday. Is I need to bring my Steam Deck up so that I can just sit with the Steam Deck and, like, wishlist stuff in real time. The one benefit is that, like, by Friday there will be a page that's like, here's all of the showcases, and you click on a showcase. Here's all the games that were shown in the showcase. For these first few, I'll just go through, like, in post and go, oh yeah, I remember that from a couple of days ago, and wishlist stuff there. Hey, Talisalankil. Hi, Laura. Hope you're able to get some rest before the AA showcase with everything going on. I hope so too. We'll see. I have a bit of a headache today, and I think it's because I didn't get enough sleep last night. I'm gonna do my best to get an early night tonight and get some rest. What I need to do... tomorrow's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. I think tonight needs to be my, like, early night tonight. Sleep in a bit tomorrow. Oh, I'm supposed to be swimming tomorrow. And I've got to transcribe a Control-Alt-Access episode tomorrow as well. We'll see. I'll find somewhere to rest. Hanrog says, I wish I could just have different wish lists on Steam. My list is about 1 billion items long and I wish stuff for other people all the time. My wish list is unmanageable in a similar way. Everything is in the one big pile and I will never remember to remove anything. So every now and then I'll get told something's on sale that at some point I thought looked cool. I've been getting emails today of, oh, your item is ready to ship. Your Switch 2 stuff is ready to ship. How about my console itself? Has it shipped yet? It has a tracking number, but that tracking number might still be a... We are awaiting your item. We're expecting it. We're expecting your item. Go on, Nintendo. Give my Switch to the postman today, so it can accidentally arrive a day early. That'd be lovely. Talisalankil, I don't look at my wish list either. I just wait until I get emails telling me things are out. When that email comes through, that's the game's one chance for me to pay attention to it again. I will say, I'm surprised that Indie3 is not a bigger part of Summer Games Fest week, because I do think they have the best... Well, I say, as someone that's an old guard of this, I do think that they have the most clever branding of Summer Games Fest season. I say that, E3 is not really a thing anymore. They created Indie3 just as E3 was dying, and I think it's a great name. That, like... We're now, like, 5 years into that not really being a name that carries cachet with gamers anymore. It's no longer the thing that you hear and go, ah, yes, summer video game conference. Conrad says, yeah, it's really a shame. Look, of all the look, I'm not going to be upset about the ESA collapsing and and that those aspects of E3. Indie3 and coming up with that name on the year that E3 died might be the biggest the people who suffered the most from E3's death. Someone should have been on that in 2008. Yeah, but the problem is in 2008 no one was thinking of indie games as a thing and going. No one was confident enough yet to go. We can just make our own E3 conference without being officially connected, and people might still watch it. No one had yet gotten as brazen as those of us who were like, yeah, you know what Summer Games Fest needs? Another conference. Check out the Accessibility Summer Showcase Friday, June 6th, 4 PM UK, 11 AM Eastern, 8 AM Pacific. Who would have the hubris to try and throw another showcase in that mix? Hanrog says, indies are all I ever look for in the summer announcements. Any huge games are ones that I'll be force-fed ads for eventually. Yeah, look, for all the chaos that the new Summer Games Fest is, with a billion different showcases and it's impossible to keep track of everything, and does anything really get the same spotlight that it used to when everyone is announcing everything and it's not quite as special anymore? That's true. But if you're a sadist like me, and you are willing to sit through hours upon hours upon hours of trailers during this condensed 10-day period, you can find some really cool games. And I do like that, like, when E3 was a big thing, you had some of that. You had some corners of the show floor that, like, you'd find some interesting indie stuff on. But, like, there is something really nice about, like, here is 10 condensed days of way more indies than ever would have gotten a look at E3. Getting in front of some eyeballs. And, like, this week is going to be the week where I wish list most of the indie stuff I play through the next year. Or at least a good chunk of it. Oh, yeah. Talus, I think you have to be a bit of a sadist to, a masochist, I guess. Sorry, yeah, I'm tired. You've got to enjoy having pain inflicted upon you to do what I do and watch every single one of these conferences in front of people, so I can't just doze off. I can't be second screening it. I gotta focus on these trailers. That is a person who is willing to make themselves suffer behavior. Conrad says, I'm so glad I got to experience Kentia Hall one time before it went away. I did 2 E3s, and I remember the first year I went, it was maybe the best year I could have gone. It was the year that the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild was revealed. And I got to play half an hour of the Great Plateau of Breath of the Wild at E3. And that was... because, like, we hadn't seen any, like, proper trailers for it at that point. We knew it as, like... we'd seen that one cinematic trailer with the Guardian and, like, the arrow. We hadn't seen any gameplay. And to go from... here is like a dramatic reveal trailer, and it's in the next room over. Go play it. That was pretty exciting. Izzy says, I got into the industry too late to make it to an E3. Yeah, and here's the thing: even during its last few years, E3 wasn't what it once was. Like, E3 is not. It's not fun. It's it is. It is simultaneously very easy to get wrapped up in the excitement of it, and it is like that thing that you've seen from the outside, and there is kind of a magic to that. But a couple of years of doing it, and you're like, yeah, I don't need to do this again. It's, the mystique will only carry you so far with E3. Oh, here we go. Let's check the volume. Where's my mouse? Sorry, I'm I'm really confused by this trailer. Is this... Okay, are you designing the game in this game, or are they showing us how they were designing the game? So the game seems to be glitching. Is this a game about game development? I have to assume it is. Okay, let's build a dungeon game dev simulator. Yeah, I was expecting an intro, not immediately a trailer. I thought... Because they had best indie games on screen, I thought this was part of the setup, and then suddenly we were in a game.
Summer Showcase 2025. You want indie games? I've got them. With a look at upcoming games of 2025, games and updates
okay, these are
playable right now, as well.
I assume these are automated subtitles because they're appearing one word at a time.
Will go live after the
but the subtitles
of the showcase, so do head
are pretty accurate so far, so we'll leave them on.
Oh, grab yourself a t-shirt to commemorate the event via the link in the description below.
You're watching the best indie game summer showcase 2025. That's the other thing about the Indie3 branding. They've sidelined it. They still call it Indie3 in brackets on promotion, but they're like, the best indie game showcase, which, I mean, is probably good for SEO. I like the pixel art here. I like that I can play as a worm. Or a bin, a man who is a bin. Oh, they've captured that old oval, SNES JRPG overworld nicely. Dungeons of the Dump? Was that what that said? Gotta love a custom font I can't quite read. SNES JRPG or just Final Fantasy VI? You're right, I do mean Final Fantasy VI, you're correct. Kingdoms of the Dump. This trailer is doing cuts too fast for me to really... You've got very fancy particle effects. I can't tell too much else. Ovis loop? I always forget until I'm watching it. This is one of these showcases that not only goes very, very fast, it's just like trailer, 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 trailer. With no, like, pauses. The ordering they use is interesting. They don't group the games by, like, genre. They very much just... This is a showcase where the genre will just wildly jump around. Micro Pros, they came back from the dead. What should I know Micro Pros for? Yeah, Talus, that's the point on that Opus loop. Did not know if that was an action game or a Metroidvania. Okay. Create a character. Okay, multiplayer pixel art zombie survival game. Microprose goes back to the 80s, if I recall. Ooh. Yeah, that other one looked like a StarCraft pastiche. One thing I always appreciate about Nintendo Directs that so many of these indie showcases haven't picked up on is the value of just having a voiceover narration. Just having someone from the dev team, while footage and music is happening, just talking over it, telling you a bit about what the game is. You look at, like, PlayStation State of Plays, you look at Nintendo Direct, the two, like, big AAA ones, you usually, in most trailers, will have someone saying out loud what the game is, or text on screen periodically to tell you some basic facts about the game genre. It's a thing that I've never seen pick up in any of the indie showcases, is just... tell people who know nothing, just while you're watching, here's a couple of words of genre. Hanrog says, people make fun of the corny voiceover, but I know what I'm looking at. Yeah, it's... A trailer like this is great. Is, like, in isolation, probably a more stylish trailer than, like... It probably does lessen it somewhat to have voiceover over it. But if you know your trailer's going to appear as one of, like, an hour's worth of rapid-fire trailers, be memorable by going, yeah, this one's at least saying it's an action roguelike. We see voxels, that's unique for the genre. I love watching these showcases and looking at, like, trailer composition and, like, how they communicate these things. That dash was wild. You dashed through, like, 3 rooms. I don't mind that there's very little it's said here, because, like, we said the genre out loud, we showed mechanically you upgrading, and then we showed a couple of gameplay things you won't see elsewhere in the art style and gameplay things you won't see elsewhere in the genre. Yeah, trailers are an art form, and again, in the last 3 years of, like, advising people on making trailers and selecting trailers to be in showcases, I've learned a lot more as I've gone on about, like... Ooh, that's a good name as well. Ascend to Zero. Good, evocative, memorable name.
Stop the president, even if you defeat his
yes, it's made me...
followers. Even if you dismantle the gangs he controls, you cannot stop the president and the evil he spreads. You can't dethrone him just by killing a few people. Use Fluffy's power. Disguise yourself.
See?
Join the
I think we're
election
gaining
race.
a lot
Win
from
the
this.
hearts of the people. Gather votes and become the new president. Win votes by
Conrad
day,
says, that's a
rain
fun
votes
idea.
by
Have
night.
voiceover, explicitly freeze footage for a bit with narration so people can click over and wishlist. Right? No, that was cool. That was cool. Yeah, it's... I've become someone who, like, thinks critically about trailer design a lot because I have to think about it for the AA showcase now. I do find it genuinely an interesting art form.
We're seeking exceptional individuals to join our deep sea diving division. Looking for someone who is physically and mentally resilient, comfortable with working under pressure and in total darkness.
Let me turn the audio up a little.
Faced with unusual situations.
They've also not normalized their volume across the showcase.
Tachibana Heavy Industries.
Like, they've not done the
deeper
thing
than
of, like,
anyone has
making sure
before.
each trailer is the same volume as the next trailer, which... It's an extra step, but it's worth doing showcases. Hanrog says, the problem is that gamers are so cynical and miserable they'll mock any voiceover that isn't perfectly natural. Maybe? But I think the couple of people that will mock that is, I think, dwarfed by the number of people who will remember your game because you were clear about what it was. Yeah, pixel art here is cool. Oh, okay, that sort of sideways jump mechanic was interesting. Sort of swimming through air. Yeah, people will mock anything, not worth letting it stop you. Exactly. The people who will mock you are very much outweighed by the people who will go, that looked cool and I understood it and I remembered it, I'll check it out. I guess I'm more used to the way people make fun of the Nintendo Direct constant peppiness. Yeah, but you know why they do it? Because it makes that shit memorable. It makes people remember, like... You can mock Nintendo Directs all you like. They nailed that formula and how to get people really invested in the trailers they're showing them. I am a really big fan of this really highly detailed, really high amounts of color detail, but low pixelation, pixel art. You know what I'm trying to describe? Chunky edges, but really detailed shading within the chunky edges. That conflicting detail, but lacking detail, is something I think is a really engaging art style. There's probably a better way to describe it or a better name for it, but it almost looks like it could be a really badly aliased early 3D model. Like, that's kind of the look. Rotoscope-esque. Yeah, pixel art rotoscoping is kind of hits the nail on the head. Okay, mech game where you build the mechs. Scavenge the parts. I do like a mech game that will give me a big drill lance. Every mech game should have a heaven-piercing giga drill. The drill that pierces the heavens. Wreak havoc. Yeah, Out of This World / Another World is a good touch point for that. Oh, are we in the mech games section? Someone studied Persona 5's menu design. Oh, I love simultaneous turn-based combat. Oh, do you get to watch it play back in real time? Yeah, real-time battle replays. Oh, more turn-based games need this. I'm a real sucker for watch your turn-based war play out in real time afterwards. Oh, this is kind of special. Okay. Mecha Simulatics. You know what?
Imagine a hand-drawn world full of
this has a
friends.
release date.
A world to explore, to collect treasures,
This is
and to unravel
Banjo-Kazooie
age-old
Paper Mario,
mysteries.
kind of?
And imagine a villain who brings destruction across
I
the
enjoyed
land
the demo
and
for
plunges
this.
everything into chaos.
I'm glad it's got a
Well,
date.
that's when you come in.
Ruffy's Riverside? You know what? I'm gonna open Steam and put it on the monitor up here so I can be wishlisting stuff in real time. Can I wedge it up on this monitor? Yeah, okay.
You are Ruffy, a bear that can copy and paste textures. With the magic swap, you can change the world and nothing can stop you.
Can I shrink it before I move up there?
Jump
Oh yeah,
into
that'll
this
work.
wonderful
Okay, I've
adventure.
got a wish
Change
listing
the
monitor open
world.
now. Yeah, it's a Paper Mario style character model.
Ruffy and the Riverside will
You
be
can
available soon.
steal materials and paste them onto other things in the world. It's a fun mechanic. They had a good demo. Oh yeah, what was that? Does anyone remember the name of the real time turn-based mech game? I know I said it out loud like a minute ago, but it's already gone. Damn you, showcase trailers being so quick. Mecha Simulatics. Yes, The game is free? Oh, it's currently in alpha. The alpha is free. Okay. It's coming out this year. There's a free alpha going on for it right now. That one has made it in. You're watching the best indie games summer showcase. Says who? Who says it's the best? Well, that's a good pixel animated guttural laugh. I like the soundtrack. The soundtrack here is nice. Decimate, the main thing I remember that was pretty cool was a game called Mecha Simulatics. It's a turn-based strategy mech game, but you take your turn simultaneously. and then afterwards you can watch a real-time action-y replay of your mech battle, like as like a real-time action thing. It looks very cool. Feyland is a very generic name. That is not a name I'd have stuck with. A roguelike where physics is your weapon. Yeah. Even just a splash like that, a one-sentence pitch that you put at the start of your trailer. So many games, I think, could benefit from their trailers having just a very quick flash, like one sentence. Go. I like this visual style for this. This is very Geometry Wars. I've been waiting for a good Geometry Wars looking roguelike. It's the sort of thing that feels like it should have happened already. There was that really bad one on Switch, Geometry Survivors. It was very nothing. Galactic Glitch. Oh yeah, Beat Hazard.
When you think of the free lands of Mirthwood.
Nothing. I've never heard of it. Nothing comes to my
Prosperity,
mind when I think of the freelance of Mirthwood.
Adventure, of course. And now,
Of course, adventure.
operation.
Oh, this is
Journey
an
is
update to an
certainly
existing
better
game, isn't
together.
it? You expected me to know what the freelance of
Worry not,
Mirthwood
as you
was.
still progress your own life story.
Oh, that's
From
a
epic
gamble to take in a
encounters
showcase like this, to have your
to
narration
quaint heart-to-hearts.
go, of course you know our game, correct?
Life's greatest adventure is still yet to come.
Ah. Oh, I think I know what this game is. Is this... I want to confirm I know what this is before I say. I might know this one. No, I don't think this is the one I think it is, actually. Life's greatest adventure, heterosexual marriage and the nuclear family. In my Pride Month, yeah. How dare they? Killbug. You know what? That's pretty good. You gave that Dice Funk character I played that was the insect in Conrad's cult. You gave her a machine gun. And I think she deserves one. Yeah, it's Doom but bugs. Upgrade everything! Have an overwhelming number of upgrade trees. You know what? This isn't... The longer this trailer has gone on, the more it's warmed on me. I was like, oh, this game's just, hello, we're all of the things. And that initially put me off, but the more this trailer's gone on, I'm like, oh, you are really trying to ambitiously be all of the things at once. The minigame RPG, ooh. That is out now, and you know what, that tagline, you kinda got me. There's a demo. That game is £12. It has a demo. I'm up to giving that one a look. It is overstimulating, but the ADHD is kind of into it. Now here's a problem. I'm looking at the design of this character in their suit and going, didn't we see this already? Wasn't this the protagonist of the President one? Where that cute little thing did a demon thing and made you transform? I'm really looking at that character design and This game is really suffering from, I thought I saw this trailer already.
Can you hear it?
Oh, and then it suddenly just
The
ended.
whisper in the wind. It brought you here to begin anew.
Rule Spider, if you're looking for more potion brewing in a D&D style world
What will you
games,
make of this new world? Will you claim
oh,
the
what's the one where you're
skies like
brewing
those
tea
before you? Or will you chart
in
a
the
better
woods? Because you're having burnout
Within
from
the
being a
stories
warrior.
of your
What was that
ancestors
one called
lies
recently?
a path and
The screen
a
shake in
warrior.
the previous game sent Izzy back to work. Yeah, not
You
surprising.
are not the first to
Ouch.
seek answers. But will you
Wonder
reach
Song, thank you, Conrad.
Will
Yeah,
you listen?
Rule Spider, it's not technically potion making, it is
Can you hear
tea making,
The
but it
wind
feels like
remembers.
potion making in the ways that count. I think it'll scratch an itch if you're looking for a potion making game. Isn't tea just a potion if you think about it? I mean, yeah. If it has an effect that you can't truly explain, then essentially that's a potion. A potion is just tea that you don't understand how it works. Tea that you whispered some words into. Reality Break. I feel like I've seen this game before. The name is really
Did I
familiar.
ever tell you the story of how this city came to be? It began as a patch of land, nothing more. But oh, how we built, brick by brick. We shaped this
Jane says
place.
I should be more careful
From
muttering
the
into my
earth,
tea at
we
work.
build not just walls,
Yeah, don't
but a
whisper too many
sanctuary.
secrets into
And
your
we did
tea, or
not
it might
merely
start being
survive.
like, ah,
Yet
now it's
life
the
here
tea
bore
that.
its share of trials,
I was trying to think of what
against
effect the tea could
bandits,
have, and I
beasts, and
all I
betrayal.
could think of was the tea that makes you
No
gay.
blight could
Oh
stop
no,
us.
Jane had the tea
No
that makes you
fire
gay. Oh
consume us.
no.
Yet still, we endured. This is our home.
In the frozen north, your castle begins to rise. The horn's sound echoes through the mountains. From the shadows, endless hordes are coming, ready to bring chaos to your home.
My home.
Your towers and magic will defend against those who attack. Nordhold.
Nard her. Okay. Okay, it's a tower defense. It's set up your automated defenses. But also it's Civ. Talatalankel says, well, I hope they defend against those who attack. Who else would they defend against? Oh, those who scheme, you gotta defend against those who scheme. Those who infiltrate, you gotta defend against those. Yeah, tower defense game with base building. The BT, what have you missed? There was a game called Cauldron that's a minigame RPG. There was a game called let me find the name of it. What was it, Mecha something? Mecha Simulatics, that's a simultaneous turn-based mech game, but you can watch your simultaneous turn-based mech game, but you can watch your replays in real time, like a cool dramatic action mech anime. There we go. I managed to get my Steam thing back up. Those are the two that were interesting to me, but we have been going for like half an hour, so there's probably other interesting things, just not the two that I wish listed. That T-Rex's arms were too long, I don't like it. Shapes 2. Oh! Oh, that train did a corkscrew jump. Can you slow down some of this footage so I can process what is happening beyond just... Jane says, isn't this already out? I don't know, maybe. Yes, it's out now, Jane. Is this just a Factorio? I'm guessing it is, but it's a factory where you have to, like, reassemble the chunks of shapes to make them the correct shapes. But they didn't really explain. It's a factory, and there are trains. I tried the first shapes, and I really, really sucked. Fun, though. Factorio with shapes, yeah, okay. Oh, Lost Castle. Did I already miss this trailer? No, okay. Okay, 2D, nice flat 2D art. But this is a... Oh, it's early access, okay. This is a... It's a Castle Crashers, I'm guessing. This looks like it's trying to be a Castle Crashers. Ooh, good banjo twang. Is this just drive your car and try not to lose stuff off the back of it? Like, I need to understand what the objective here, and my best guess is it's don't lose your stuff off the back of the trailer. But that's purely a guess. Oh. No, it's a horror? I understand less about that game than I did a minute ago. Ah, another not Oblivion. We love a good not Oblivion. Every animation I'm seeing in this trailer looks very, developer... it's the bullshot trailer animations. None of these look like they will be the in-game animations. They all are... They're a little too smoothly over-animated. Pre-baked, that's the word I'm looking for. This is all very pre-baked. Yeah, this is you designed a first-person cutscene. It's the kind of trailer that wants you to think it's gameplay, but is so clearly not gameplay. I like the speed of the combat in this one. I would like to not have to play as the man. He seems boring. Oh, maybe don't give your first-person RPG a name that's a fashy dog whistle, at least in France. Rule Spider, can you remind us what the name was? And explain in which way it's a fashy dog whistle? That feels like important information to know and understand. I'm leaning on your French here, but I appreciate your help. Comrade says, I like how when there's no transition in a situation like that, where it's all pre-rendered and then goes into title and then wildly divergent style, yeah. This is the gameplay of that pre-rendered thing, yeah.
The tower is risen.
Okay, it's the word
Born
Alcahest,
from the
maybe?
memories of those who will be our ruin. The messengers of the end. Among them, 2 hold our fate in their hands. A man cursed with eternal life. A girl who bears the calamity with her. And one shall decide if we rise or fall.
Alcahest is a word that comes from fasci occultist movements of the early 30s to 40s. In France, that word is loaded. Well, thanks for the info. That's good to know. I will try and remember that about the word Alcahest. Simply put, an elixir of turning... simply put, it means an elixir of turning a man into an ubermensch of sorts. Oh. So that name essentially is like Nazi super serum. Okay. Okay. Oh, a Switch 2 logo. I've heard of that. Oh, this is the one that's Pacific Drive, but way less scary and spooky and stressful. What if you had calming Pacific Drive? Watching this trailer is really giving me flashbacks to summers where me and Jane have been like on a mattress in the back of a rented van in a sunny field with friends around, being like, I could just live in a van. I think the reality of it would not work out that well very quickly, but you know, on that an idealized day where you've slept until noon and the sun's...
She died in Afghanistan 4 years ago.
You got the doors open at the end of the van and you see this sunny field in front of you. It's like, I could go for this.
We had our doubts, too, but now we're almost certain it's her.
Oh,
this doesn't add up.
I need more of this animation for mouth movements in games.
I'm out. I have a family now. She left a message, Rex. It's her.
I have nostalgia for this.
Come down to headquarters and take a look. You know Miller better than anyone.
Give me more N64 GoldenEye throwback art. Yeah, this is really nicely this is capturing GoldenEye with nice modernizations on top of it. Yeah. You know what? We've had PS1 nostalgia graphics for a while. N64 nostalgia graphics are different. This is a kind of N64 nostalgia graphics. I want indies to... Oh, you are not the hero. I want this. I want to wishlist this one. Depth state. Depth statty.
You are but a lamb dressed in steel, running to its
coming soon. Cool.
Willingly.
I mean, yeah, not a fan of the title, but we'll see whether it's critique of that idea or if it is uncritical replication of the thing. We see.
Come now, little lamb.
Yeah. I at the very least, I want to give it a look. I want to see whether it is knowingly using that title or if it's like, oh, you've. Are you recreating bad stuff, or are you doing something interesting with it? We'll see. That one character face. Apparently, I may have missed it. Apparently, that game had a villain that looked like Osama. Okay, I did not catch that. It could be satirical, or it could just be fash stuff.
The reckoning soon comes.
No way to know at this moment. I think the art style looks interesting. I'm gonna wishlist it and look into it further. This is the problem with trying to read chat, watch trailer, and wishlist things, is occasionally I'll miss, like, the one very important frame in a trailer. The developer is called Frogman Dev. Maybe this is all coincidental, but you are correct, these are flags worth considering. Well... I love getting vaguely excited for a thing and then having to temper that excitement, like, instantly.
Heresy isn't a myth.
I just got excited. It looks like GoldenEye, but new. I kinda like that.
It's what we fight against.
I just wanna see a thing that looks cool and click on it.
And the heretics within.
You have everything it takes to really help Antioch.
What do you want us to do?
I won't lie to you.
Okay, the lighting on this is nice. I am glad that,
The apocalypse is always a couple of days away.
Octopath Traveler,
You'll get used
with
to
its
it.
HD 2D, has really brought in a
Just remember that
specific
when you're a
kind
patient,
of pixel art
difficult choices come.
with nice lighting and 3D space art style era around, and it's really helped indies. I'm so glad we've seen indies pick up the HD 2D thing and sort of run with it. Like, that one game has done so much good for art design in the indie space. It's hilariously a PS1 style of mixing pixel art and 3D backgrounds, and it came from remaking NES and SNES games. Yeah. Everyone loves an excessive dash move. Maracus Skullman says, Laura, how have your tastes changed ever since you became a professional video game person? I've come to really appreciate short games. Games that I can sit down and, like, in a day, complete a whole game. I have a real appreciation for that. I've moved away a lot from, you buy the one game and you play it for the next billion hours. Like, moved away from MMOs, moved away from, like, your open sandbox games that you play for it, you never stop playing. The more contained an experience is that I know there is a finite endpoint to it, the more that I really value that. Oh, I could go for an HD 2D Chrono Trigger. Pre-rendered backgrounds with fixed cameras have a strange allure to me, like you're playing in a painting. The one that hits me the most being the Temple of Time and Ocarina of Time. Yeah, there's something pretty toy boxy about them. I also find that such focus and constraints result in more satisfying games. Oh, for sure. Yeah. When a game has to end, and particularly when it has to do what it's going to do, like get in, do what it does, and get out. At least Mass Disappointment, yeah. You at least very quickly can find out what are the best ideas this game has. And like, cool, I saw the best things you had to offer me, wonderful. With limited gaming time, for health reasons, I love shorter games, says Dandelion. Yeah. There's a lot of reasons I love shorter games. I love, like, so often I have to move on to the next thing before I'm really ready to. Like, I so rarely have the luxury to play a lengthy game start to finish before starting on the next thing I have to have opinions on. And it's nice to have a thing where it's like, I know I'm gonna be able to, like, have finished this before I have thoughts on it. I can have thoughts on this as a completed experience if it's short, and I appreciate that.
East, from ancient peaks shrouded by mists, to quiet oases whispering timeless secrets.
Stonemaier Games. They're board game people, I know them. This is Wingspan?
Encounter new birds, each with its own
Oh,
song and
is this
story,
digital
inviting you
Wingspan?
to see the world from a new perspective. Discover Duet Mode, a game of balance and harmony, where two players move in rhythm, creating a perfect dance of strategy.
I see other animals that aren't birds, which is why it's the only reason I'm.
And let your journey begin. In Wingspan.
Yeah.
Asia expansion.
Okay, yeah. I was like, it's gotta be a Wingspan thing. Yeah, that's the other reason I was questioning it, is I was like, I'm sure digital Wingspan already exists, but this is very clearly Wingspan. Digital Wingspan is a good name for an avionics software company. Oh, a little mouse detective! Someone stole the coffee beans, oh no! Oh, owl oh, Detective Owl, yes. Little animal woodland detective game. I love being an animal detective. Duck detective, or duck detective as recently I've been enjoying. Look, I'm not opposed to a game that goes over 50 hours, but you have to justify going over 50 hours. If you go over 50 hours, you really need to sell me on that. The Great Coffee Caper, you know what, that's going on the list. The Great Coffee Caper. Yeah, you're gonna have to work hard to convince me your game needs to be more than 50 hours. When it's possible to play through, you know, when you can fit a game like, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 into 50 hours, I doubt most games need more than 50 hours.
Goodbye, little man.
Oh no, I have to fight Cortana from Halo.
Warrior somehow bested me? We will end this while suffering swiftly and painlessly.
I don't know who you are, but go tell your master that as long as I draw breath, this dream is not his to devour. No matter how many pathetic creatures he sends to do his dirty work.
Enough!
That mask does not fit that voice. That voice needs like a 17-year-old human face saying it. I need to look at this protagonist and go, yeah, that's a rambunctious teen with attitude. Bygone dreams. God, there have been some awkward to read fonts in this showcase. Also, so many of these trailers just like, the title is on screen and then suddenly it cuts and suddenly we're gone. No fade, no tail out.
A virus spreading, helping guide, placing shapes to spread infection. Strategize with your direction.
Winnie the Pooh Tetris
to grow
virus infection game?
Limitations. When our host is under threat, a virus does what it does best. Survival is our prime objective. Send the brain a new directive. Each turn deals a board of actions. Place your block shapes, cause reactions. Underneath, we're still the same.
Watching this makes me very appreciative of the great job that Jane does with editing the AA showcase. But also, makes me very appreciative that, oh god, don't call it Winnie's Hole. Don't call it Winnie's Hole. I guarantee there's a fanfiction called that, and it would be not good. Ugh. Yes, it makes me appreciative that so many of the devs in the AA showcase leave a proper, like, trail end on their trailers. Ugh. Palasalankel is opening archive of our own. Look, in my mind, Winnie's Hole is a Winnie x Tigger fanfiction that probably exists. Well, I'm assuming that we're probably about 15 minutes from the end of this showcase. I assume, because the Mix is starting their showcase in like 15 minutes. Oh, Neon Hive? Neon Abyss 2, okay. I recognized the circle shape. I was like, I know this, I've played that thing. Winnie's Hole is one of those help me I'm stuck type fanfics. You understand. So, yes, Sony has surprisingly announced a state of play for tomorrow, 40 plus minutes. So, find out what the new PlayStation games coming up are. That is tomorrow at my usual stream time. That's going to be 10 PM UK, 5 PM Eastern, 2 PM Pacific. Right around when the first people are starting to get their Switch 2s. Right? They're releasing on... They're doing a state of play on... We're not getting Switch 2 reviews in advance of release, which means that around the time of that state of play, we're going to get the first units out in the wild, the first live streams of games, the first people going, I'm desperate to know about Switch 2. I'll look at footage, and PlayStation's like, yep, that's a perfect time for us to try and get people to come look at us talk about things. Apparently there was an Unreal showcase earlier today. Did anyone watch that? No, I was planning to, but we had to move Pogposition from Wednesday to today, and the only time that really worked for Pogposition was when the Unreal thing was happening, so I didn't watch it. I have no idea what they announced, but yes, I know there was an Unreal Engine showcase thing a couple of hours ago. I didn't know it was a thing till last night. They announced it really last minute. They showed a Witcher 4 tech demo. It wasn't much, but a tech demo. Oh, I heard, yeah, apparently that tech demo is running on a base PS5, and that's apparently very impressive. That's all. I saw a headline that said that accounted. I've not seen Plague Lords. God, these are really abrupt transitions. Like, whoever's editing this showcase, if you were handed that trailer with the abrupt cutoff, just apply, like, a fade out on the audio and a fade to black on the trailer. Just slightly soften and round the edge of the end of the trailer. It's like 6 clicks, maybe, to just little trail off the audio, little fade out of the visual. Did the editor just drop these clips in one after the other and not even give the full show a single watch? It feels like it. Because, like, they didn't normalize the volume of the trailers. Like, there's a lot of stuff that does feel like they just kind of drop. Yeah, that was a very Undertale aesthetic. Rule Spider says, the Unreal Showcase was very focused on devs. It's like a conference about the evolution of Unreal Engine and other Epic Games business-to-business services. That conference was very interesting for me. Then I came here after it started to be about, hey, we can have our own ChatGPT in the engine now. Oh god. Okay, yeah, that's a... Oh, was it going on concurrently with this? I know it started a couple of hours ago. Oh, yeah, ChatGPT baked into your games. No, thank you. Jane says it makes me feel competent. It should. It should make you feel competent. Watching this has made me go, Jane does such a good job with the AA showcase. She's wonderful.
Welcome
look at her being better than this other showcase. She's great.
RPG where you fight deadly enemies trying to take over your broken world.
I do love this tiny little wizard on an orb.
To lead and inspire the others. Inspiring will grant unique passive
the orb
and
is not part of the magic. I just want to be the same height as everyone else.
Their skills. Use them as they come or save them up to go all out. You will come across all sorts of encounters, from Goblino to cute bunnies and even bigger and bigger Goblinos. Level up your
Isn't
characters
the
and
Eno
select which
suffix
skills
to mean
unlock.
small?
Customize each skill
If they get
with
bigger, I
runes.
think they stop being
Each one has a
goblinos.
distinct effect that will trigger in battle when boosting your skills. The possibilities are endless. Trinity Archetype. Try the demo on Steam.
Okay. Rule Spider says, the Unreal conference was happening at the same time I came to your stream, when the conference was dragging on about, look at all the AI we've put in our engine. So when it moved from talking to the devs themselves to their bosses, I respectfully and silently tapped out and came to you. Yeah, it sounds like the first year of the PC gaming show that I was in the room for that was so bad that me and Jed Whittaker from Destructoid were crowdfunding to buy cushions from inside the showcase. One of those like, oh, you're just continuing and you're multiple hours in and we all kind of want to get out of the room now. That looked like the Sayonara Wild Hearts heart. I don't think it was. You caught my attention for a second, made me go Sayonara Wild Hearts. Okay, this is an interesting aesthetic. This game does seem to be rather homosexual. I say as some heteros. Okay, there we go, there's some gay.
The march, it is alluring. But beware its peace.
Okay, so I assume we're down to the last 5 minutes.
Beware its mysteries.
And we're probably ready to hop over to another 2 hours of another showcase.
Inevitably, this heart of yours will change forever. For this world's true nature
Grid-based
always
wandering
has
village?
been
Yeah, maybe.
veracity.
Veracity.
Let the march forge you. Face it with
I like this kind of
unbreakable
up-tempo
will.
EDM.
Our survival lies in your hands.
That's kind of a fun soundtrack choice.
I upgraded your ship, dear customer. You are more likely to succeed.
Decime says, I have trouble keeping my attention on this showcase. I think the big reason is editing-wise, they're not doing anything to give you that half-second beat to, like, take a pause. And it's as simple as the Nintendo Direct click pause. Or a trailer that has, like, a 5-second, we fade down the music and we hold on the title screen and we just kind of wait there for a second. It's not giving you those, like, pause to internalize and have a pause and move in. Like, something like that screen. Something to just give you a second to go and process and then back in. Those are way more important to the pacing of a showcase like this than you think they are. They did, for the first 20 minutes too. It feels like the editor gave up after a while. Yeah, right? It's gotten way more slapdash the further in we've gotten. I'll give you the heads up now. I'll give you the heads up before anyone asks. Hollow Knight Silk Song, not in the AA Summer Showcase this year.
You'll be settling down in the mountains.
If Team Cherry in the next 48 hours wants to email me a screenshot of their accessibility settings menu,
Of course,
you
ranch
know,
hands need to earn
we'll find a way to include it, but
ways to do it.
currently not.
Get your hands dirty.
Team
planting
Cherry, here's your
crops.
chance. You want to get in the AA Showcase? You can still
cattle
reach out. I'll
wide
make an
open
exception for
prairie
you.
sky. Or maybe you're the adventuring type, looking for hidden treasures in the mine.
Yeah, if you want AA Summer Showcase levels of promotion, you know who to call.
Don't forget to take a breather when the sun sets.
Maybe they'll give you 2 seconds of footage like in the Switch 2 shop. Hey,
Cast
they
yourself
had
a line
6 seconds in the Nintendo Direct. 6 seconds. Don't short sell
Be
them.
warned, friend. There's a price to pay for living this free. Sheriff said there's bandits lurking on the edge
Ooh,
of town, looking to
bandits.
take what's yours. You might
Ooh,
just
don't need
need
what's
to put it
mine.
in check. Whether you're
You
raising
rest with the
cattle,
wrong farmer.
exploring the
Bang.
wild, taking on bandits, or just making your mark on this new frontier, you're gonna love it here in Cattle Country.
Yeah, country.
See you on the range, partner.
On the range. Yeah. Goblins. Go, goblin. No skeletons. Well, this one is making me motion sick. I think it's the low resolution plus fast-paced first person. Like, oh. Decime says, I think it's the pauses in between. I now look away when the game titles are there, so I miss them just so I end up paying no attention. Yeah. Pit of Goblin. "3v3 arcade basketball." Yeah, but where are the wheelchairs? Sorry, the vehicles. Me, Drag X Drive fan. Yeah, Rocket League basketball, but this is a really low quality upload. But I think they're on hoverboards. What am I watching this showcase at? What resolution? Give me a sec. Where's my mouse? Oh, has it? Even, yeah, okay, my feed broke down to 720p. Even back up at 1080p, this trailer is weirdly low resolution. What resolution did they export this at? Oh god, yeah, everyone wants that Rocket League money. Oh, Metaball. I thought that said meatball. I was like, yeah, I'll play meatball. Yeah, this is a nice cozy sports game. This I can, yeah, this I can get behind. Yeah, cute football puzzle game with cute animals. Yeah, like I don't think it's for me, but I'm very happy this is a game that exists. Has the mix started, out of curiosity?
Some love for checking out the games. The
Okay, the mix has started. Let's stick with this. Let's stick with this. And maybe we go over to the mix, we rewind to the start of it, we skim through any boring looking trailers and get caught back up to speed on it. It's that time of year. Yeah, this could have started earlier in the day. They really scuppered themselves by overlapping with another showcase. Am I streaming the State of Play tonight? It's not tonight, it's tomorrow night. At least I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow night, isn't it? I'm glad that no one seems to have muscled... Okay, it is tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm glad no one seems to have muscled in on the AA Showcase's time slot. We are the first thing in the morning on the day of Summer Games Fest. We are like 4 hours before Keighley kicks off. And no one else has yet tried to squeeze into that day. And honestly, that time slot's worked out really well for us, being the first thing on Keighley's day, despite not being associated with him. That's alright, no need to apologize. I was just, you made me panic for a second that I had to reschedule my day and be like, oh god, do I have to be done with Queer and Pleasant Strangers before 10? Sorry, a bunch of emails and messages. I'm just checking none of these are too important. Some of this is about finding a new home for my books after everything with Unbound and Boundless. Cool. Gender Euphoria. I might already be talking to someone about finding that book a new home. You know, I might have to send some emails to a publisher and be like, hello. Pay me or give me the rights back to my book so I can go rehome it elsewhere. Decimate says, I mean, it makes sense. Most showcases don't want to be compared to Summer Games Fest, but yours does something different. Honestly, I'm surprised no one nabbed that spot before. It's a really good space for, like, most people go, what day is Keighley's Summer Game? Like, what day is his thing? Because that's when it kicks off into Keighley, PC gaming show, the Devolver, Xbox. Like, that's the day that, like, shit kicks off. I'm surprised more people didn't try and go, let's put ours, like, just a couple of hours before Summer Games Fest, like, on the day that people are, like, actually ramping up coverage. How about they pay you and give you back the rights to your book? I mean, look, what I'm trying to ultimately do is keep that book on the shelves / minimize how long it's not on shelves while getting paid. That's all I want to do. I want it to be available for people who want to get a copy and ideally get paid in that process. Look, I would never condone this. I think this is an evil, morally reprehensible thing to do. A very bad, naughty thing to do. But I will say something that, you know, someone suggested they were planning to do, and I said, no, don't do that, it's bad, naughty. They were suggesting that they were going to just PayPal me an amount of money, maybe it was similar to the price of one of my books, and then they were going to just go pirate my book somewhere, so that they got to read my book and I got money, and those two things would be unconnected. I was like, legally, I have to advise you not to do that. The whole situation's such a fucking mess.
You are John Cooper.
I've had people ask, and I'm like, I can't say yes to that question. That would be bad for me to say yes to, but
this time, I've got an ace up my sleeve. Nothing to lose.
Spoiler alert, you can still lose your last shot at redemption. The gutter you call home.
Yeah, right, Dandelion? That's me advising you against doing that. That would be bad and bad. And don't do bad things.
Your actions will
I'm advising you not to do a thing that people keep messaging me about, and I'm like, don't do that. That's bad.
Get out of my stall, home-making piece of shit!
Sal's my favorite master
Look,
chef.
Izzy, some people have been separately, like, just making PayPal donations to me as a, I'm sorry you're in a bad situation with the Unbound stuff, and that has been very nice and very appreciated. That cannot be anything to do with anything else anyone does.
That freaking glorious, so what?
I fucking hate publishing. Publishing's the worst.
You ever wonder what comes after?
Do your job.
I would simply like to be paid for the work that I did. That Unbound / Boundless continue to profit off of. Saint Nobody, I don't think it would be that much of a challenge for me to get the rights reverted to me for my book, given that they are in very clear breach of contract. It is more a case of I want to have a new place for my book to land, ideally, before I pull the plug. Gender Euphoria, I know a potential new home for. Things I learned from Mario's, but Who Hunts the Whale? I don't know where those would end up. Those are the two that might go out of print, that might end up going out of print if I do a rights reversal. I don't have a new home for those lined up, but... NH London, I'm glad that you got a digital copy of the Nerd Cubed book. Yeah, I've been chatting with Dan a bit. I will say, I got a very flattering message from Nerd Cubed. The short version was, hey, I'm curious if there's a secret society of wronged authors, of unbound authors, that, you know, I might be able to be put in touch with. And you're the person I know who seems most likely to either already be in a secret society of wronged authors or to have headed it up. I was like, I'm glad to hear I have the reputation of probably organized collective action between wronged authors. I'm glad that I have the reputation of you probably spearheaded getting authors together doing collective action. Does the UK have class action lawsuits? Not really. Not in the... A lot of Americans keep advising class action lawsuits. I'm like, that's not really a thing in the UK, unfortunately. Yeah. Laura needs to go ominous cloak shopping. I would, but Boundless/Unbound haven't paid me. If they paid me, I'd have so much money for ominous cloaks. I don't have ominous cloak money right now. Who do you think I am? Anyway, I gotta get back to actually focusing on these trailers, right? These trailers are why we're here. Yes, video game trailer showcase week is a week to be juggling, like, live reacting to showcases while doing emails back and forth about what can I do about my fucked over book situation. Tee hee hee. It's quite a week to have to be doing big legal emails and planning a showcase and going, that's a video game that looks cool. Game says you could borrow one of my ominous cloaks, but I'm not sure forest green is your colour. I think I could rock a green cloak. I don't think ominous would be the tone if I wore it. Like, I don't think it's a colour that says ominous on me. But I do appreciate the cloak. The cloak cloning. I wanted to combine that into one word, and I tried to make the word cloning, and I'm like, no, that's already a word. Okay, yeah. Forest green would be an ominous cloak colour if I met someone in a forest. I wasn't expecting my ominous meeting to be in a forest. For some reason, for me, ominous meeting is in a back alley of a high street.
Quiet.
Like a city centre back alley.
They will protect you from me.
But yes, if I was in the middle of the woods, green would be an ominous cloak colour.
These are monstrous, magnificent, huge.
Will Spider says, hey showcase editors, can you have fades to black that last longer than 3 frames? Right? How much for this being an hour?
You must survive.
The alternative is we try and put both of these up on screen at once. Let's see. What are the games looking like in the mix one? We hop forward to live.
That's not enough. Perhaps
Dead Finger Dice, the billionaire killing game. Ooh. What are the trailers looking like over here?
Damn. Still not sufficient.
I'm gonna skim through some of the trailers over here and see whether the mixes trailers seem worth popping over to.
There
This is the one. This is the showcase last. Do you remember last year the showcase that was like the least pretentious showcase in Summer Games Fest? And then it was kind of pretentious, and we kept laughing every time it was a bit pretentious. This is that one, but they renamed it. Akapara Games, I've done accessibility stuff for them. Oh wow, they're talking on screen for a while. I want to watch the billionaire killing game. Oh yeah, we saw a trailer for this in the other showcase. I'm gonna skim through. We're not gonna watch all of these trailers. We're gonna do our best to... Ooh, I do want to watch this one.
Ow! The audience is thirsty for fun.
This is Billy Buster. I'm fucking so excited about this game. Already begun.
That means
You're done. This is a music rhythm, a platformer with really catchy tunes. Come on, please tell me this has a release date.
I've had enough of you, so time to be my puppet on a string. I've had enough of you, so dance my little Muppet plaything.
Play the demo. Oh, there's an actual, like, everyone can play it demo now. Hell yeah.
Why does the sun go?
There we go. It still doesn't have a release date. That game's been in development for years. I want it to have a release date. Jane says, I'm so ready to be terrible at this. I really want to watch someone play this. I could do a stream of the demo for that at some point. It's pretty fun. From what I've played. Let me skim through for any of these. That Monsters Are Coming, Rock and Road. I'm gonna skim around for any trailers that look like particularly interesting. Okay, yeah, this is the billionaire killing game. Let's have a watch of this trailer. We're almost up to speed on the mix. That's a good tagline. We'll watch this one. Kidnapped by evil billionaires. I am Nosferatu, the original. Ooh. Bet your fingers. Or put your fingers in a little guillotine. Ooh. Crafting altar. Craft custom dice. Okay, yeah, what's this one called? Okay, it's you're playing Yahtzee to try and kill billionaires. Aha. Dead finger dice. Okay. Okay. I'm curious enough to give this a look. Is this coming soon? Okay, I'll we'll skim through here. The art style for this is cool, but I'm gonna skim through, just get caught up. This seems like a more watchable showcase than the other one, honestly.
Wish lists.
The indie showcase has been like has been paced way too chaotically. Okay, let's have a skim through. Is there anything particularly interesting here? I think we might move to the mix. Maybe the mix seemed overall to be having better pacing. It was less overwhelming to watch. I like this Earthbound looking trailer. Okay, the trailer for that one said summer 2025. Cool. I like a good Earthbound visual inspired RPG. I think Indie3 is over now, is it? Oh yeah, it might be. Okay. That's cool. We'll get caught up on this, we'll skim back up to speed on the mix, and then we can be watching the mix. Cool, I think we handled juggling the overlap, alright? Yeah, if you just hadn't had the 15-minute pre-show, if you just started 15 minutes earlier, you wouldn't have overlapped. The back world. It looks interesting, but as soon as you start like trying to reference back rooms, I lose interest. 10 miles below the Martian surface, this is a first-person exploration of a world under the crust of Mars. Okay, let's very quickly get caught up here. Shadow of the road. Solo card collecting RPG. Ooh. Oh, this looks cool, actually. What's this? Liminal space horror is not your bag, Laura? I love liminal space horror, but quote-unquote the back rooms, the named place, it got so overused so quickly that I hear it and I'm like, I get very children's first horror vibes. It's been kind of tainted by like, I get the vibe of 1,000 YouTube videos going, if you go behind the, if you go through the employees only door at the supermarket and turn around 3 times, you'll be in the back rooms and there's a slide. If you go down the slide, you go to level 500 and you can't get out then, because the back rooms ghost will get you. Like, Candlewood. Dark Cards of Candlewood, that looks cool. Right, you get what I mean? Okay. The Backrooms has a very specific meme pronunciation in my head every time I see it, right? Backrooms speed round the SCP degradation, but without the part where it gets better. Yeah. The Backrooms comes across like they had no original idea. Like, I love the visceral horror that is a liminal space. I find liminal space, like, those kind of liminal spaces weirdly calming. Like, I appreciate them as a horror thing. I love traveling on a train or on a flight because it feels like I'm in a weird liminal space doing so. I love, like, backroom style liminal space design. It's just quote-unquote the backrooms, the branded name for that kind of liminal space. It just comes
across the universe
so frequently bundled with other things. Also, the BT, thank you very much for the gift sub. It's not the genre so much as its current mimetic expression that makes you tap out. Exactly, you put it really well, Roll Spider.
The electromagnetic pulse scramble.
I'm gonna skim forward. Sort of top-down Returnal, but you're base building. What's this? Did this get a name at the start? This indie Pokemon? I am your beast to sit in consoles on the 25th? Cool. Okay, I'm up for another indie Pokemon. I'll have a Pokemon that's a bottle of Coke. Or a melting ice cream sandwich with a quaff. And a Japanese anime theme tune. Oh. Yeah, this understands the appeal of, like, the Pokemon anime really nicely. I'm kind of Bagmons. Oh, this theme tune's really selling this. Yeah, they've really nailed the energy of this correctly. What is this called? Also, I love their protagonist design. Very cute. Bag decks. Oh, and it has a demo.
Darkness is gathering.
Add that to my library. Wish list that.
Can he fight?
How can I help?
Unite the tribes. Revive the council.
We need the wisest in the realm to figure out
I'm fascinated by this art style and the torso face.
Secrets buried under the sand. Oh, the thrill of
Pinocchio, but you put his face on his tummy.
One day we might all abandon our tribe.
Okay. I'm gonna skim forward. I feel like I'm not seeing anything new in this trailer. Okay.
The most popular board game in the entire realm. With you.
Skip ahead a little bit. Forgotlings, June 12th. Ooh, more N64 looking art styles. Skim forward a little. Angelina demo now. No, I think this is still going on. I don't think Indie3 is finished. Okay, well, we'll continue juggling them. We'll continue juggling them back and forth for a bit. We'll watch the most interesting looking trailers from both.
Parrying, and fatal attacks.
Where were we on this one? I should have paused this one before we moved over.
Block enemy attacks with shields.
We were here, weren't we? So... yeah, we were just past this. Past this.
$1 billion universe where millions log in, play, and interact daily. And we are going to revolutionize that universe forever.
No, this is... don't want whatever this advert is. Okay, a trailer. Maybe PS1-ish. There's a fine line between the two. I see, this I'd have said PS1. Yeah, today they've really buggered up their scheduling. And these are the only two showcases happening today. There's no world in which these needed to happen at the same time. Like, the mix, you could have just been a few hours later in the day. Yeah, F-Zero Kart, kinda? What did I do in Negative West? I rage. Airframe Ultra? Very nice looking animation in this. Oh yeah, did Bagdex have a... Dex? 2025, okay. If they thought the other one was only 1 hour, they wanted the follow-up. Yeah, but even then, what you do is you do one of two things. You reach out to them and say, hey, we're planning our showcase for the same day as yours, just so we don't step on your toes. Like, do you have an estimated ETA? Or B, you give it like a 2-3 hour gap just so that you are confident you don't step on toes. Like, you don't assume a showcase is going to run to only an hour and schedule after it. And let's say, you know, the mix scheduled their second. If you're the first one, I don't know. Yeah, you can communicate. Like, I've previously, I did DMs with the Wholesome Games Showcase, the first year that I was doing the AA Showcase, to be like, hey, I need advice, and they, you know, I gotta ask them, how do I do this, how do I do that, try and get some help. You can just contact the organizers of another showcase and go, we are all trying to do the same thing, essentially. Let us communicate in a way that helps.
Always seeking adventure and treasure. They're quick and stealthy, using guard cloaks to keep them hidden and invisible to the eyes of humans and predators. Elusive is an adventure and exploration game with Metroidvania elements. The protagonist, Zoe, is a brave raider seeking adventure in the giant world of humans.
Fighting into in a minute.
Along your
Also,
journey,
you can cross-promote,
you will meet
right?
other adventurous
Although I'll say,
characters and merchants with whom
without
you can
naming
build
names, I've
friendships.
spoken to the people behind a few showcases.
In Elusive,
The
you'll
people behind these
explore every nook
showcases
and
are
cranny of an
often
old haunted house,
very
uncovering
reluctant to
pathways and
cross-promote.
tunnels within the walls that will lead you
A lot
to
of them
hidden
see
treasures.
any other showcase as the enemy, as like competition, going to steal
Elusive
eyeballs from their
combines
showcases.
exploration
Like,
with
why would
resource and
we
treasure
cross
gathering,
promote? You'll probably
crafting,
get more out
and
of it than
quests
we will.
in a
Like,
giant house
there's a
interconnected
real
by
lack
tunnels.
of willingness to like, hey, it's for the best of everyone if we kind of work together on this in the space that is weirdly disappointing.
Let's raid together.
It's not to say that like there is not such a thing. The Whitethorn games have been really great about cross-promoting. I've done stuff like Whitethorn games have had me be a part of their winter showcases. I've had them be a part of the summer showcase. We have done things that have been like mutually beneficial for promoting each other's things, you know. You can't steal eyeballs if you're not playing at the same time, right? That's what I would say, but a lot of them view it as people are only going to watch so many showcases before they get exhausted, and I want that to be our showcase, not yours. Also, I'll say this. None of the games in the AA Summer Showcase have shown up in any of the other showcases yet, which is cool. And so far, everything in the AA Showcase will be the first time you've seen it in one of this year's showcases. Which I always try and make the case, but it takes some scheduling. Just don't put all the showcases on the same half of a week, you dinguses. Right? Like, one of these could have been tomorrow daytime. God, I'm receiving so many press release emails today. For anyone who's not in games media, for context, basically every single time a trailer shows in one of these showcases, I get another email in my inbox. Every one of these trailers is a separate email showing up in my work inbox. With like 8 paragraphs of explanation of games. Thursday was free. No, Thursday is explicitly not free. It is the Switch 2 release date. No one wants to do any of their shit on that day. Dragon is dead.
The surface is no longer safe for humans. Mutated creatures and viruses force us
What
to
will you
live
play
in
first on
underground
Switch 2?
bunkers. Vela
So,
is training combat personnel like you to overcome and reclaim the surface.
I'm probably going to be playing Switch 2 on stream most of the first day. It depends. Depending on how slow the servers are and how long it takes to download digital games, Cyberpunk is the one that I have on cartridge and won't need to download, and as such might end up being the first thing I play just to... It's one that I know people are going to be very curious about performance of, and that we don't need to fight with everyone else who's just gotten a Switch 2 on day one trying to download Mario Kart. I think Mario Kart makes sense as the first game to play. Cyberpunk will probably be, just by virtue of not needing a download and being a physical on a cartridge, will probably be the first thing I end up streaming. It's the one that I think most people are going to have the most questions about. Mario Kart, I think, is the most sensible launch at first title. Although, very quick to download one might be. Maybe we start with Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Which, weirdly, I'm hearing pretty positive things about from previews.
From basic straight swords to heavy axes. From small buckler shields to massive tower shields. Every choice determines your combat style.
I am excited for Street Fighter 6 on launch day.
After completing your training, you can challenge yourself in a
Yakuza
more
0,
difficult roguelike
Fast Fusion?
This extreme
Fast
training
Fusion
begins to
really
prepare
exciting.
you for real combat against mutated creatures. Being a simulation, there's no need to fear failure. You can experience new challenges and growth with each attempt. Failure will become another opportunity for learning. When you complete the simulation, you can challenge all the enemies you defeated with your own combat skills.
Why does the narrator sound so checked out? Yeah, I was trying to form this thought myself. I'm really tempted to skim past this trailer, mainly because
special challenges await.
The announcer sounds like they don't give a shit about the game, so why should I? Let's continue getting caught up. Tiny little kitties and bears with weapons! And nets! Okay, this is cute. Four-player co-op where you are cute animals and then you hop in mats. Mr. L says, I promised a friend that if our internet connections are good enough, I'll get Split Fiction and play with them over game share. Problem is, its file optimization is atrocious. It's somehow bigger than Cyberpunk. I need to find 75 gigs. Yeah. Mr. L, you won't have to do it over game share necessarily, because game share is like streaming the game to them over the internet. If one of you buys Split Fiction, the other one can download it to their properly download it to their console too. They've got a thing where there is a version of Split Fiction that'll be in the eShop that is like the I'm a co-op second player version, and you download it, and you can only play it if the person who owns the game is also playing co-op with you, but you can like download a free copy of Split Fiction for the purposes of being player 2 in co-op, which is cool. Oh, they only have a Switch one. Okay, yeah, you would have to use game share then. Apologies. Yeah. Well, the fact that you can do that with their Switch one is really cool, though. Ooh. The art style and music for this are very cute. It seems very wholesome. I keep forgetting that that game share to Switch 1 is a feature. Little Nemo. Sure, I'll wishlist that. Guardians of Slumberland. Add to library. And wishlist, sure. I'll give that a look. Yeah, Mr. L, I was the same. My 512 got delayed to the end of June, which is unfortunate. Oh, we saw this trailer in Indie3. Yeah, this trailer was literally like an hour ago in a different showcase. Okay. I'm gonna skim through this. It's a Stardew. The art style's kind of cute. Oh, it's a Stardew that's also a Factorio. And a city sim. Factorio, Stardew The Sims, Fortnite. Sorry, I'm... With Max, this game is a lot of things. I'm now regretting skimming through this one. Autonomica. Are there any other genres you want to be? Okay, that was kind of intriguing. It is a lot of video game. Dragonlance. Okay, we're gonna pause this one and hop back over to the other one and see what the other ones had going on. I gotta put the sound back on. Yeah, we're multi-track drifting. Ah, no, they didn't respect where we paused. They didn't let us keep our pause. Where were we? Maybe back here? Okay, I'm gonna skip forward a bit. We're gonna find all the good trailers. I've still got Queer and Pleasant Strangers to record tonight, so what I could have otherwise done is finished Indie3 and then watched the mix from the start. But I've got to finish in time that I have enough brain to do a Queer and Pleasant Strangers. So I got to multi-track drift these conferences. Top down city building, city defense, protect your resources. Not for me. I'm skimming. Final outpost. This is a tower defense. You're a little wizard with a paintbrush. Tempest Tower, touch grass. Oh, the touch. Okay, we did see that earlier. The touch grass update.
Inviting.
Maybe we've already seen that. Yeah, we've seen this one. Sorry, I'm losing track of what we have and haven't seen. There's too many trailers. Yeah, we saw this one. This was where we skipped over the first. We swapped showcases the first time. It was there. Oh, this was the Earthbound one. We saw this. This is where we talked about the back rooms. Yeah, why didn't they respect where I paused the showcase? I need to, like, keep a better record of, like, what was the last trailer I saw before I swapped. Yeah, we saw this one. This was the cool Pokemon one we saw. That was the strange face on the stomach. We saw that. So somewhere around here must be where we swapped. This music seems really familiar. Oh, we just saw this in the other showcase. This was in the mix, like, seconds ago. And now the problem is, this looks very Undertale. I know we saw one earlier that looked very Undertale. I don't think it was this one. This is painfully trying to look Undertale. Like, this is stealing some very specific aesthetic things from Undertale. Yeah, this is a different one. This is a different one. There's inspiration, and then there's Can I copy your homework? Yeah, just change it a bit. Just don't make it obvious. Okay, okay, this is kind of stylish, this RPG combat stuff. Some of these animations are taking way too long and pausing way too long in a way that, like, I don't think my ADHD would get on well with.
Elder return. And
I'm making very snap judgments about what looks like my kind of game. A gentleman's dispute. Gentlemanly combat. Okay, very silly. Not for me. I feel like we get the gist of it. Gentleman fights. Have a good day, Artist Sim. Okay, I'm hearing new things already about maybe getting paid, maybe not, for Unbound Boundless stuff. Whether I believe what I'm hearing, who knows. iPad 2. Ooh! What if a book became your world? Sorry, they paused so long there. What if a book? I don't know why I found it so funny. Just, what if a book? What if a book? It's become kind of rare in recent decades to get isekai'd into a book. It's all isekai'd into a TV show or a VR world or a fantasy, a nondescript fantasy realm, literally into the book. You know, 80s, maybe early 90s, you'd get isekai'd into a book. But what if a book? Have I heard from Unboundless since that email? No. I have not heard from Unboundless since they... The last I heard from Unboundless was when they sent me an email saying, we're not paying you, and also when maybe we're gonna kind of hint that we're not paying you the next royalty payment either. And I emailed them back to go, can you please fucking clarify, are you paying me tomorrow? Like, I get you're not paying me today, and I'm pissed about that, but are you not paying me tomorrow too? They did not respond to me on my request for clarification of whether I was getting paid the next 6 months. Oh, this is this. Fucking Sweary's involved in this, and Sweary's got real problems with transphobia. Hotel Barcelona looks really cool. I wish I could be into it, but I'm not interested in anything that Sweary works on. Oh, fun fact. There was an attempt to get something that Sweary was involved in the AA Summer Showcase, and I turned it down. Because I did not feel confident and comfortable promoting a project that Sweary was involved in because of, you know, the transphobia shit. So there is at least one relatively high-profile game that could have been in the AA Showcase this year that wasn't, purely because I was like, I am not confident, I'm not comfortable promoting Sweary right now. Suda 5-1 is No More Heroes. Sweary is Deadly Premonition. Oh, sorry, I'm having to keep on top of like the secret authors chat of what the fuck are we doing about books and the AA showcase emails. I got so much shit I'm trying to do at the same time at the moment. Yeah, let's start off with this. Is interesting. The Looter. More deck builders. I'm gonna skim over this one. Ooh, okay, this looks kind of neat. Party synergies. This is a Vampire Survivors where you're building up 4 characters worth of builds at once. Burn Fables. Okay, that looks kind of cool. I will tentatively pop that on my list.
Turn by turn, as they advance.
That is £4.29. I will.
Use your cunning and the weapons.
Oh, it's already out now, so I can't like
group them up and destroy them.
I want to put it as like a remind me of this later. Oh yeah, I can. Wishlist. There we go. Put it on the wishlist. Ooh. What is this? I like the look of this too.
Compete with your rivals. Best them, and your curse is lifted. Face Lord Garnamar. Vanquish him, Ghost, and your ordeal ends in glory.
Axe Ghost. Saber Survivors. Vampire Survivors, but it's lightsabers. Definitely not Star Wars Survivors.
Of killing gods.
Oh.
Lena is tired of being the hero in video games. Tired of killing gods. Also tired of farming. She would much rather be a merchant who makes wares for coin. One day, Lena decided to make a video game where she can be the NPC. In this game, you can craft jewelry in your own shop. Smith weapons and armor. Be a cat or a moth if you like. Scavenge materials. Meet a wide cast of characters.
Hello?
And romance.
Oh, Rule Spider
You'll
says,
know there are actual crafting
speaking of
systems
Suda51, in an
crafts
interview
on Steam
with a
one
bi/gay
dopamine for
dude
developers.
community magazine
Thank
about
you.
video games, I recently made a trans lady friend, and the things I took for granted until I chatted with her. Make a trans woman friend, brothers. Teaches you things. Lots of things. That's nice to hear. Yeah, that last crafting game, I was like, you seem to think you're the first one to have had the idea of a game where you're the merchant. Like, it's not that it doesn't look like a cool game, but it's also, you aren't the first person to think, what if merchant? Okay, I do not understand what's happening in this footage I'm looking at, so I'm gonna skim it.
Wait, this is what you look like. No, like that. So, funny story, you were supposed to join a secret initiation
Oh,
at the
funny
Formal
story.
Academy, but you were late. And now, you get to stay behind and do chores. Lucky you! Oh, right, they did leave you with some basic training. Behold! Baubles! Adorable, dangerous,
Okay,
and yours
this
to
is the
capture.
one that makes me
Train
go, I
and
am actually
fuse into
cringing at the voiceover
absolute
here. And
monsters. Of course, you could just lay low and finish your chores, but no!
But
You just had to
no!
stumble into a conspiracy! Mysterious villains, ancient secrets, possibly a giant snake!
A
It's
giant
fine.
snake!
You got this!
I could
Probably.
voice act like
Nothing
this.
says future legend like running errands and almost
Nothing
getting
says
sliced
future
in
legend
half
like
by a
fight
spike
dying
trap.
errands.
Enroll today at the Portable Academy and get free detention!
Free
Limited to the hero, only
detention.
failure to report to detention may result in getting impaled, killed, or worse, scolded by Marcus.
Portal Fantasy. See, I could totally do that. Hire me for your voice roles.
It's a weird item.
Oh hey, we know this game from last year's AA Summer
You
Showcase.
discover, clean and upcycle all kinds of weird items, then sell them to a cast of intriguing, colourful and sexy customers. It's really, really good. Don't take this lovely lot's word for it. What do the game's intriguing, colourful and sexy customers say? 12 hours in, I'm hooked. I absolutely adore this game. Love it. Step, step, step the items. Clean the items, try and
Tobuscus
find
is
space for the items, yell at
100% the
customers,
correct
want in items I
YouTuber to
have,
have
rinse and
pulled.
repeat, sell the items. I just stayed up until 1 AM on a school night polishing bedpans and affixing things to other things to make frogs smile. What can I say? I like what I like, and what I like is cleaning off some trash, jamming various nonsense together, and selling it to unsuspecting peasants. 10 out of 10. My favourite hobby is licking the dirt off the apple drums. Husband today had laughing fits.
This is a good trailer. You're gonna do silly voiceover. This is how you do it.
I've had, I strayed it, I've got another paper to get paid, it's mindless and amazing, and I recommend this game for the ultimate brain scratches. Trash Goblin, out now.
Oh, Trash Goblin. That dev team's good folks. They helped with something very, very good for this year's AA Showcase. They helped me make something happen, and I'm very thankful to them. I mean, there sure is a lot of games. Okay, okay, let's watch this one. This one looks interesting. I'm a sucker for a Paper Mario aesthetic. It seems to be a roguelike. I enjoy those typically. Platforming combat. Okay, yeah, I could be on board for this. Oh, the co-op element looks nice. Yeah, while we're having to micromanage these showcases, it is forcing you to see which games I find interesting or not. Is the ADHD getting scratched enough that I will actually watch this rather than skimming through it and hopping back to the other showcase? I don't know. If this has a demo, I want to try the demo. I'm curious. Castlebound. I'm intrigued enough to put it on my radar. Castlebound. It does have a demo. I'll give the demo a go. Behold my deck builder masterpiece. Oh, the demo's coming soon. It's not quite out yet. Okay. Yeah, this one wants to be Inscription, but also a strategy game. PS1 Alien? Ooh. Yeah, Nova. Yeah, kinda. Chaos Sector. Are you gonna show me gameplay? No, you're just gonna show me the aesthetic. We just saw this in the mix! Literally, the same trailer is in two different showcases that are playing at the same time as each other. Hey, look, if you're a developer putting your game in showcases, maybe check whether the two showcases you said yes to are literally at the same time. Okay, this looks kind of cool, actually. Maybe I register this one. Another Pokemon-like. I like Pokemons. Animal Crossing X Pokemon? Yeah. Critoraptors. Wishlisted. New concept, two different showcases at the same time by different people but featuring the exact same games. It feels like that is what is occurring. Kind of. You stole a head. And, oh, you threw it at a wall, you're so edgy. The last of your kind. Okay, we're basically up to speed on this one. Enter the Chronosphere. Okay. Then, back to the other one. Now, did the mix remember where we were in watching? No. Okay, well... Oh, it did! Oh, is this... Is this the one I think is this? Is this Nanomon? This might be the one I think it is. I'm in the credits for this. This is a little virtual pet for your desktop. It just kind of sits down the bottom of your screen while you're doing other things. I did accessibility consulting for this. Yeah, this is Akapara. Yeah. Oh, we got back in time for one of the ones yeah, Nanomon. Yeah, it's you do your little Tamagotchi at the bottom of the screen, but then you can Pokemon battle with your friends that also have their little desktop pet. Your desktop pet can do Pokemon battles and evolve and stuff. Nanomon. June 24th, it has a date. I've been waiting for a date for this. Yeah, that's a game I'm in the credits on. I did accessibility consulting on that. That's one of my games this year that I worked on. I didn't know it had a date, but I knew it was soon. I've been waiting to be able to talk about that game. You do little mini games and stuff. It's just like a game you play on your desktop while you're doing other things, but also it's got competitive battling with your friends. A return of desktop companions? Yeah, and I have done things. I gave advice to help make the mini games more accessible. I did cognitive accessibility consulting, so I did a lot of stuff on helping with like making sure that the UI was clear about like what was going to do what and how you interact with things. There we go. June 24th. Cool. Do I have Nanomon? I must have Nanomon. Nanomon Virtual Pet. It does have a demo up currently. Do I have it wishlisted? Yeah, of course I do. Oh yeah, there's the yeah, it's a couple of weeks away. Yeah, Nanomon does have a demo currently up on Steam. I know that the demo's been up for several months, so I don't know if the demo is reflective of the accessibility consulting I did on it. My guess is not. I think it's the build. I think the build that is on Steam right now is the one I consulted on, or the build I played and then gave consulting feedback to. Ooh, this looks cute. Yeah, I think Nanomon is worth checking out. I think it's kind of fun. How much is it? Does it have a price currently? Doesn't have a price yet. Okay. Craftlings, not going to be a game for me. This is what, Lemmings with portals? Crafting lemmings, okay. Laura getting her hands in all the games. I've worked on a... Oh, this is... Oh, no. Yeah, this is the one that we just wishlisted over in the other showcase a minute ago, isn't it? It's a different trailer, but for the same thing. It's, yeah, Critteraptors. Yeah, I've consulted on a lot of different things these last couple of years. Akapara Games is a studio that if you see Akapara Games publish something, there's a reasonably high chance I worked on it. I've been doing a lot of stuff on Akapara Games the last like year or so. Ooh, Opus Prism Peak. We saw this last year and it looked interesting. Does it have a date yet?
I need to head up that mountain.
Yeah,
My home's
Akapara.
up there.
Akapara Games has become a studio I've very much become acquainted with. And I've come to very much appreciate the kind of stuff they publish. Yeah, he's got trains. This game looks very cute, very charming. It seems like my bag. A adult and child climb a mountain, but it's very Studio Ghibli. Talk with the magical animals. Isn't this the new Simogo game? Sigono? Yeah, apparently so.
Hello, I'm Taylor, one of the developers behind Spirit of the North 2, which is available on PC, PS5, and Xbox. In this short deep dive, I wanted to share how we approached the most challenging but most rewarding aspect of the sequel, rebuilding the feel of controlling a fox. In the first game, players told us the movement felt clunky,
I guess this is
the collision was frustrating, and jumping wasn't intuitive. And honestly, we agreed. Piloting a quadruped is very difficult in video games, and players aren't quite used to it. And from a dev perspective,
I'm not
it's
sure
a much
how I
harder
feel
problem
about
than it
the
seems.
pitch of your trailer being
So for
like.
Spirit of the North 2,
So yeah, our
we threw
first
out
game
the old
kind of
system
sucked.
from our first
but
title completely.
we're gonna be better
and
this
started
time.
over. Most humanoid characters use a capsule collider. That works great when your
Let
limbs
us
are
explain to you
symmetrical
how we
and your
unfucked
pivot
up our
point is in your
design.
torso. But with a fox, the capsule becomes oversized and the character rotates from the middle, making it feel like you're steering a shopping cart. We ended up doing something that usually is discouraged, dramatically shrinking the capsule and even letting the mesh stick out. This gave us a tight collision that allowed the fox to move through tight spaces and never bounce off nearby walls. The final movement model was inspired by a kite, where the head leads and the body trails.
You know
All
what?
the
I'm not
animations
opposed
need
to
be
this
rebuilt
trailer
to
though. I'm
match.
kind of. This is
But
the
in the
most
end, it
interested
felt
I've
more
been in the
natural,
narration of a
responsive, and
trailer
fun.
today.
It took years of iteration, but the difference is something that you will definitely feel when you play.
Now, could you go back to the first
The other
game and
big
update
issue
it
to
to
address
make
was
it
jumping.
feel better?
We wanted the precision of scripted jumps without the immersion-breaking ledge markings seen in other games. So we built what we call target jump system, and the targets are placed procedurally in real time. The system evaluates dozens, if not hundreds of factors and conditions in real time. It is easily the most complex system I have ever created, and also the most satisfying. But we didn't stop there.
Yeah.
If you're sprinting,
Agreed
the
that
procedural
this
targets
seems
switch
like
off.
this doesn't
You
seem
get
like a
more
good fit for
reckless,
this
longer
showcase,
jump,
but I do
perfect
find it
for
fascinating.
covering distances fast in a huge open world. The balance between
This is
freeform movement
the kind of
and
trailer that I
target-locked
love for the
precision
AA
is what makes
showcase.
traversal in our game
It's
so
developer
fun and
just
Fox-like.
talking about like
That's it
design
for now.
decisions.
There are many more improvements we made to the Fox character, including animations, morphs, grooms, player 2.
Okay, we're gonna skim forward a bit. Temtem. Temtem still exists. I remember Temtem. Haven't played it in a while. I'm gonna skim forward through Temtem. Hello. You seem like a cute protagonist. That seemed to be Temtem Vampire Survivors, maybe? Okay, oh, I like this.
You're looking a little green there, Frog. You good?
This place is making me sick.
Oh, toughen up, Hop. It's good to have your world turned upside down every now and then.
Hop from Dice Funk. Hop is a great character name. We love Hop.
Yeah.
This is Mario Galaxy, but with Frog. Big Hops. Okay, Big Hops is going on the list.
What's up, guys? My name is Clint Sparks, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Global Gaming League. You know, we as gamers know that
no, thank you.
gaming
We're skimming
is
over
the
you in a
fastest-growing
second.
form of entertainment in the world. Makes more money than the movie, music, and television industries.
Your energy is. I'm not vibing with your energy, sir. I'm not here for quote unquote capital G gamer energy.
So
Okay. Oh, is this the game that I got an email about earlier today that has Rabbids content in it? Or am I thinking of a different thing? Okay, you're popping the matching colour of bubbles. Okay. Came out the other day. Yeah, that man did feel a bit crypto, bro. Okay, this seems kind of cute. This feels like this would be the next game from the Splatoon dev team, right? The Splatoon devs could have made this, and I'd believe you on that. Yeah, Splatoon Puzzle Bubble. Hopefully we're done in like the next hour between these two showcases. I'm hoping the mix has ended. But we'll find out. Not the mix, the Indie3. Let's see. Popcom. Bella Bean, I'm gonna go live whenever the Switch Tour arrives. Is when I'm gonna go live on Thursday. But I can't go pick mine up in person. There are 2 Switch 2s coming to the house. One from Argos, one direct from Nintendo. Both are being posted. I don't know what time. It depends what time one of them shows up. I might have to ask Jane politely if the one that I found to pre-order for her shows up first. I might have to be like, please, can I use this one for streaming? One of them will show up at some point. And whenever I have one that I can, that's me. Whenever my one from Nintendo shows up, hopefully the post arrives early that day. But I will be streaming as soon as that shows up. It could be as early as like 9 or 10 a.m. It could be in the afternoon. It might not show up until the evening. In which case, who the fuck is? It entirely depends on when our Switch shows up. If it's Jane, if it's yours that shows up first, I won't run away with it straight away. At the very least, I'll be like, Jane can have the first go, and then I'll go have a play with it. Yes, it's the joy of. I was like, I didn't know where to try and pre-order from for if anywhere was doing like go pick it up in person, which it seemed like Jane's might have been a go pick it up in person, and it's like, nope, we're posting it, or we're delivering it. I don't even know what their postage is like. Oh, this one again. This was in the other showcase. How many games do these 2 showcases share? Good luck, it'll show up in the morning, but it works if you get it quicker. Yeah, my aim is ideally, like, I'd like to be streaming from, like, 10 a.m. onwards. Like, in an ideal world, like, 10 through 6 would be my stream for Switch 2 on Thursday, but that is entirely dependent on... I'll be working so you can open first when I get the second. Oh yeah, I forgot you have work Thursday, yeah. Okay, well, it's very nice of you, James, to say that I can have the first. Yeah, it entirely depends when does one of them show up. Mine still says preparing to ship. It seems like Target is sending them out on the release day and I'll get it next week. I have the console Mario Kart bundle coming from Nintendo. I have a few things coming from different places, like, I think, the physical copy of Cyberpunk is coming from Curry's. There's some bits coming from Smith's, like the Piranha Plant camera. There's some bits coming from Nintendo directly, like the first-party camera, GameCube controller, Pro controller, the console itself. There's a few bits coming from a few different places. The one coming from Nintendo, I am confident will arrive on launch day. Argos seem convinced that theirs is going to arrive launch day. Yeah, Bellaby, Cyberpunk is not a cloud game. It is running off of the cartridge on the hardware. I played some of it at the event, at the preview event. I'm gonna skim through this trailer. You know what? I'm gonna go back to Indie3 and see whether Indie3 has finished, because if it has, we at least know we're on only one showcase left, and that would be kind of good to know. Yeah, okay, this is where we left off. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a bunch of Switch 2 coverage. My intention is to cover as many, like, I'm gonna answer as many accessibility questions day one as I can. I'm gonna review as many peripherals as I can. I'm gonna try and cover as many aspects of it in one, like, 8-hour stream as possible. To be like, this one 8-hour stream, here's all your fucking answers. That's the intention. Does it seem like this has finished? Tough to tell. How far back are we currently? Where's my mouse? 15 minutes back. This is... I know this art style. This is... Nope. This is not whatever I thought it was. Live unboxing? I don't know if I'm going to do the unboxing live, purely because what I will probably do is film the unboxing, like, offline with my fancy camera, because I'm probably going to want that footage for an accessibility episode next week. Because next week's accessibility episode is probably going to be answering all of the big accessibility questions about Switch 2 at launch. So I'm going to be, like, first thing I'll do when it shows up is record the unboxing, initial turning it on, but also record, like, connecting it to a bunch of the peripherals. I'm going to get a bunch of, like, useful footage for next week's videos, then come upstairs, start the stream. Yeah, it's the Darkest Dungeon art style. I was like, is this Darkest Dungeon 2? That's what I was thinking, and I was like, no, that's not Darkest Dungeon. It doesn't have to be day one, but will you be giving Zelda Note a try? I will be giving it a try. I will probably be doing it on that stream day one. If for no other reason than I want to go... I'm very excited to hear all of the, like, Princess Zelda gives you tour guide. We saw this one in the mix. Gives you, like, tour guide narration of all the places around Hyrule. That sounds really cute. Okay, cooking replaces combat. Oh, okay. I'm intrigued by this. British and Irish folklore. Come on, I need to be done with these video game showcases in, like, the next 45 minutes. Oh, State of Play tomorrow means we need to do a bingo prediction stream tomorrow, yeah. This looks cute. I'm gonna skim forward to find out the name of it. Hungry Horrors, cool. I'm putting Hungry Horrors on my wish list.
It holds purpose, truer than the weapon itself. Your future is small.
How is the Indies one not done? It's been over 2 hours. It might be done. It might have ended at the 2-hour point. We are like 15-20 minutes behind on that one. This is why I ask showcase people. Tell us how long your showcase is. Tell us how long your showcase is so I can schedule around it properly. Like, I can tell you, the Accessibility Summer Showcase this year is 52 minutes or an hour and 4 minutes if you watch the audio described version. Like, that's really easy information to give people. Like, to the minute how long your showcase is. Ooh, this one looks cute. What's this? A dungeon shaped by slots, unpredictably. Oh, is this the one by the Luck Be a Landlord guy? I know the Luck Be a Landlord person had a new game happening. Is this that? Okay. Okay. This seems like it would scratch some dopamine. Slots and dungeons.
Ever dreamed of running your own supermarket? By
Not
opening a
really.
Discounty franchise, you can transform the most unassuming small town into an attractive regional business hub. Getting started is a snap. Our distribution partners deliver direct to your store. Plan carefully for an optimal shopping experience. Perfect. Now you're ready to open. You'll have a lot to manage, but do a good enough job.
Can you believe you can be a merchant in video games? I know, right?
But you won't settle for good enough, will you? No! More demand, you must expand. You've got bills to pay, employees to hire, ads to run. Remember, all relations are customer relations. And time is money. Money means growth, and growth.
Okay. Suitably horrific and terrifying and horror-y. Oh.
Coming to your community in 2025.
You know what? I kind of like that. I wasn't sold straight away, but it got me. Did they not know JoJo were the enemy? No, I think they know full well that JoJo are the enemy. I think that game is well aware you are. It is your journey to becoming the community villain. I doubt we'd see it here, but I'm hoping Blueprints comes to Switch 2 with mouse controls. That would be cool. I think if we see that anywhere, it would be Nintendo Direct, and there's rumors we might be seeing one next week. Yeah, it's cat lateral damage, but dog.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Oh, that's very Disco Elysium illustrations. I love the frame rate of the character animation, though.
Can I help you?
Give me my
This looks interesting, but it's deliberately not telling us anything. Oh yeah, this really wants to be Disco Elysium.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Can I help you?
I'm gonna skim through some of the
Still with me, sister?
Yeah, get to the thing. Oh, is this someone trapped in a time loop? I see.
The secret portal.
Okay, I'm gonna skim over you and your secret portal. Oh, is this a Mars Attacks game? Mars Attracts. Oh, it's a Mars Attacks theme park sim? Welcome to the first human-themed park on Mars. That is not a genre crossover I ever would have expected, but it's kind of fun. Yeah, it's an official tie-in game to Mars Attacks. Huh. Yeah, the movie Mars Attacks. But it's, what if Mars Attacks was like a theme hospital theme park simulator? Make a silly theme hospital style theme park for humans on Mars. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna skim over this. It looks cute. It seems fine. I'm curious to know if we are done on this showcase, or if this one is still. Are we catching up to live, or is this one done? Let's skim through. I'm gonna have to skim if we're gonna keep up with both of these. Oh, hello. What is this? Bread skate? You're a piece of bread that is a skateboard trying to skate away from ducks trying to eat you? I thought this was a duck skateboarding game for the first few seconds. That would have made more sense. Well, it could be bird or bread. Yeah, I suppose. A skateboard web simulator. Yeah, you are bad for the ducks. You'll make the ducks poorly. What a baffling idea for a game. Skimming forward a little bit. Let's see what other ones catch attention. It's not Enter the Gungeon. Knowing the way that this week of trailers goes, we'll see some of these trailers elsewhere anyway. Middle-aged medieval man simulator. Oh, it gets spooky and occult. Oh, this is knockoff Chow Garden. I just saw Mike Lithel's new Tron game has a demo now. Oh, okay. Yeah, knockoff Chow Garden. Good job, Blue Bob. Blue Blob. Okay, Bobo Baby. We might have seen this last week. I'm already blurring the trailers together. Okay, I'm gonna skim over this one. You're a paper aeroplane. You can scrunch up into a ball. Skim over this one. Oh, the Indie3 is still going. Indie3, oh, we're not gonna be able to see all of both of these, are we? Okay, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna do our best. We're going back over to the mix to see what they got going on. What they got going on.
Do army mobs over them. Mobs over them.
How do I full screen? There we go.
Armies.
Look for the most interesting ones here and try and catch up.
Them all with my own.
How long did they make Indie3? I don't know. I'm guessing 3 hours, maybe? It's at least coming up on 2.5. Can you put both up on stream side by side? I could, but then we'd get no trailer audio, and I don't know whether that's worthwhile. Also, I have other tabs open behind this that I'm like, I can't necessarily show on stream, and I'm like, I'd have to take this screen and make it more visible and rejigs and stuff. If I was gonna try and reshuffle it. Ooh, this looks kind of cute. I don't think I have anything secret behind these. It's one of those, I know I work on secret stuff sometimes, so I'm always like, there might be secret stuff on that monitor, I don't know. I don't know that Limited Run are going to do a show, given the weird press they have this year. I don't know how accurate Google results are for in-progress premieres, but it's saying for 2022, 4 hours. Well, we can do 3 hours total today. We got another half hour before I have to go, because I got Queer and Pleasant Strangers to go do. So I'm giving you as many trailers today as I can. Today is the only day I have like a deadline I need to leave at. The rest of this week of trailers, I'll be here until the bitter end. This is the day where I'm... Oh, this is that new no, that knockoff Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, yes. This looks cool. Again, how far behind are we?
Maybe next time.
10 minutes, okay. I don't know, Was there Pathologic 3 in there? I apologize if I missed a Pathologic 3. Look, I'm doing my best to catch the most interesting trailers here while we juggle these. I'm doing my best. There's no great options here.
One bite of that processed slop and the good people of Tromaville will be transformed into
I'm sorry, there's no going back for Pathologic 3 now. You can go find that trailer on your own. I'm doing my best.
Our nation's educational system always includes
Feature end, bound to be right when we hit the usually poorly paced PC game showcase.
End of the line, toxic crusaders!
Boomstick for an arm, chain gun fingertips, and the might of all storms in your
okay.
With this
This looks neat.
No one can stand in your way.
I like the knockoff Duke Nukem voice. Captain Wayne. Is that the name of this? Vacation Desperation. Ooh, this has a demo, I think?
I'll be docking at Orca Isle at approximately 1300 hours. Over.
Oh, yeah, this is going on.
Part shotgun. This Captain Wayne guy is the biggest menace these waters have ever seen. Once he has his sights on something, he'll stop at nothing to get it.
Video compression online does not do this game any favors.
There's no army nor fleet that can stop his
I like the aesthetic.
What?
Like
dangerous. Oh no, sir. You've got Detective Stanley Steele Press on the job. Of course I can take it.
I like the character design.
You talk a lot of big game there, don't you? But if it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. Come and get me, copper.
Going too fast for my brain to keep up with today.
Captain Wayne's Vacation Desperation. Wishlist now on Steam. Well, go on already. What are you still doing here, man?
I did it already. Don't tell me off. I already did it. Okay, first person, action, horror. Run, hide, escape. Skip a little bit. Face creatures that should not be. Aphantasia. That's not what aphantasia is. I feel like half the people watching the Indie3 showcase are like devs who have a game in the showcase. How many people are watching that one? I have no idea. Although to be fair, yeah, there's enough games in that showcase that if you're a dev in that showcase, that's probably enough people to be a decent viewership. Look at me only picking like 20 games to be in my showcase. Keeping it a reasonable length.
Without further ado, let's check out some Dungeons, Dragons, and deck building games.
I thought for a second they were saying that they were at the end of their showcase. Okay, this looks a bit Golden Sun. Golden Sun with a kind of Stardew aesthetic. Grind's Legacy. Ooh. What's that? Rhythm combat? A story RPG. As soon as I started looking at the dialogue, it felt really generic, this game. Maybe it's just the font. The font choice was really odd. I like the idea of the combat system. Yeah, what is this? Nocturne. A very very memorable name that is not generic at all. It won't get lost in the shuffle in the slightest.
Hey, I'm Christopher Bodegård, the developer of Esoteric Ebb. In Esoteric Ebb, you are the cleric, a glorified civil servant in a fantasy metropolis on the brink of its first ever election. The events of Ebb start when you're sent to investigate a magical incident, an explosion, and a tea shop in your city of Norvik. Depending on how high or low you make the stats, your experience will radically differ with each
Okay,
playthrough.
it's another
Your political
we want to be
alignment,
Disco
how you approach a
Elysium.
quest, and even your dialogue choices are all affected by your ability scores. The stats will chime in and nudge you in directions that
I
align
do
with
like
their
the
personalities.
design of this UI.
Not always to your benefit. Ebb is all about being the player at the table, making the most interesting decisions, and finding your own unique
It's the
solutions.
Disco Elysium style.
Whenever a challenge appears, a 20
You don't have to make the right choice, you just have to make the interesting
Then you
choice.
add or subtract any modifiers to reach that final
Okay, we
outcome.
are explaining how D&D works.
If you find a challenge you couldn't
D20 plus
possibly succeed
modifier.
at, there are always ways to make your life easier.
Yeah,
Explore
it's
the branching dialogues,
it's not trying
gather
to
information from
aesthetically or
around the city,
setting-wise be
or
Disco
wield
Elysium, and
mighty
therefore I
spells
appreciate
to
that.
improve your chances. Every little choice matters and will affect how the cleric navigates sticky
Okay, yeah, I
situations.
wanna wishlist this.
Don't forget to wishlist Esoteric Ebb on Steam for updates.
Yes,
on
Disco
the road
Elysium
to
had
launch.
good writing and a perspective. Esoteric Ebb. Yeah, I'll put that on my radar.
Hi, I'm Ryan Yallier, studio director for Fangamer and one of the developers of the new version of Off. Off is a 2008 indie RPG that went on to inspire games such as One Shot and Undertale.
The outfits from the Omega look to that fate. Batch the enemy. The song you are listening forward to. We also have 6 all new boss.
I'm gonna skim over that. Skim over this. Just skim over this.
Pre-flight safety briefing. Welcome, pilot. This is your pre-flight safety briefing. Please remain seated while we absolutely cook.
Yeah, there seems to be a port of Off with new content. They're adding some new stuff and porting off, yes.
I'm gonna say goofy. There's
Which
so
seems
many crazy
cool.
combos you can pull off in it. I love the bomb mix. It just
Local
feels
Thunk
so
Dimension,
satisfying.
yes.
Ugh, I'm
Bomb
just in love
maxing.
with it. You need to check this one out. If you're not satisfied, I don't know how to satisfy you.
This is one of the coolest games I ever played.
Tell me what it's called. I wanna know. I wanna be wishlisting it already.
Because I'm a bomb.
I don't think this boss was ready for me and my bomb nanigans.
Look, I trust Local Thunk's perspective on satisfying mechanics. I apparently already have that wish listed.
To your right, 2 steps. The shadows rise.
Okay, we're basically up to speed on this one. Let's go back to the indie game showcase. one. We've done this. Have we seen that already? Seen that in a different show? We've seen up to here. Seen Mars attacks. We haven't seen this. I saw the paper aeroplane game and was like, oh, we saw that trailer, that must have been where we got to. No, we saw it in the fucking Mix showcase. We'd seen it in a different showcase, we haven't seen it here yet. This is the problem, when the same game is showing up in both, it's making me confused when I scroll back to go, oh yeah, that's where we were at. Because I've seen that trailer, and I saw it elsewhere. Oh, I like this animation style. Very RuneScape classic. It's the Speedball 2 title music, is it? Yeah. No, we did see this. I'm certain we saw this in one of the showcases. Was it? Yeah. No, yeah, because then the bread one was here, Scriptorium. We have seen this. We have gone at least this far. Okay, yeah, this is where we got to. It just wouldn't show us that there was more showcase. That's it. Micromanaging, hopping between these two showcases is, chaos. The mix was used to be called the Gorilla Showcase, and that was 2 hours exactly last year, so I'm assuming this year it'll be 2 hours. So in 20 minutes the mix should finish. Okay. Skimming through, looking for interesting trailers. First-person shooter where you're little green plastic army men. That's kind of a neat idea. This feels like a thing that I would have played on the PS2, but now it's got online multiplayer. The concept kind of sells itself. Green Hawk Platoon. Don't need to see a lot of that to get the idea. Side-scrolling beat-em-up, but with orcs and dragons. 3D models, the art's kind of nice. Naughty gnomes! Okay, I'm gonna skip over this.
Your well-being is
Oh, I know this game.
this time around. Not to
Chroma
worry,
Gun.
your
Chroma Gun
well-being
2.
is our priority number one.
This game has some very interesting accessibility stuff in mind for colorblind players. Maybe you'll learn more about that later this week.
We'd like you to participate in.
Dearie, please remember, not solving tests as instructed is a bad idea.
I'm very excited to play this game.
Whoa! Sorry, I may have miscalibrated the portal. If you saw other universes, don't worry. You won't be visiting any of them.
Yeah, for a game that is all about color, one might wonder what their approach to colorblind accessibility might be. I wonder if in a couple of days you will get some very interesting information about that.
Ready to go, Nina?
Was one of the flashing logos literally using the Portal logo? I think it was, yeah.
Not waiting another.
A game that looks cool, but I'll be no good at.
My name is Mick Acaster, caster of the stars.
Catch the ragamuffins! Ragamuffin is the perfect name for these, whatever the fuck they are. Catch the critters, clean up the house. Cool. Catch that ragamuffin! Multiplayer, catch the creatures and clean up. Mop up. Monster mop up. We saw this at a showcase the other day, so I'm going to skim through it. Cast and chill. Ooh. Side-scrolling Metroidvania with frog tongue. Yeah, lots of frog tongue mechanics today. Yeah, we've seen a few frog games in the past couple of days. What's this one called? Frog Ring. Yeah, that's going on my list. And then we can skip back to the mix.
Of behind. Of death.
We saw this one at one of the other showcases, didn't we? We saw this at Indie3. Candlewood. Dark Hearts of Candlewood. I tried to look for it on Steam, couldn't find a demo because it's play in browser. I couldn't find it on Steam and it annoyed me. I remember that from earlier.
Always cooking.
For the next Pacific Gaming Showcase coming Monday, June 9th at noon Eastern,
Ooh,
9 a.m.
cool.
Pacific.
Yeah, we will tune in for
speed,
Black
skill, and
Voices in
smarts.
Gaming.
Y'all.
I cannot wait to the next one.
We will see you soon.
Oh, is this their last trailer?
That I just, without saying that there is a bomb that's going to drop on Saturday, June 7th with a plethora of indie game showcases. You guys got to check it out. Wholesome Direct, Women-Led Games, Latin American Game Showcase, Southeast Asian Game Showcase, Green Games, Frosty Fest Games. That is all in one day, ladies and
can tell
gentlemen.
people about
and on
AA.
Monday, June 9th, Black Voice in Gaming. Turn it on and tune in for some awesome
Hey,
stuff.
the mix. I'll cross-promote with you. Yeah, this one literally started and finished during Indie3. Well, okay. Well, that gets us back to, we're back to Indie3. We can do up to the 3-hour mark. If Indie3 goes longer than 3 hours, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have some dinner. I'm gonna go record Queer and Pleasant Strangers for this week. Don't worry, there'll be plenty more me watching game trailers for you in the coming days. This 3 hours has flown by. What do we got coming up this week? We got State of Play tomorrow at 10 PM UK. Thursday, whenever the Switch 2 shows up, you got a full day of me streaming the Switch 2. Friday, we have the Accessibility Summer Showcase. We have Summer Games Fest, Day of the Devs, Devolver, IO Interactive. Then all the ones Saturday, all the ones Sunday, all the ones Monday. We got like multiple days of me streaming. Like, you're gonna be seeing me streaming like 8-9 hours a day for several days in a row later this week. So if I cut this stream at 3 hours, I think I could probably be forgiven. Decime says, to be honest, Indie3 is a really bad showcase. I feel it's not well edited. And it really feels like it is it feels like they wanted to say yes to every game that was halfway interesting, rather than being a more curated and focused game. Like, there are some of the showcases, like The Mix, I look at that and I go, I feel like there is a bar of quality that you have to hit to be accepted in. Indie3 feels very... I'm not going to say there's no bar, but it feels like they want to show you every interesting game, rather than going, we curated the most interesting hour of games we could find. They by not saying no to any of them, well, I shouldn't say that. By wanting to be the biggest showcase of indie games, theirs is certainly not the one that I came away from that being like, every game was an interesting banger. Like, that's to me what a good showcase should be, is not every game's gonna be for me, but every game was like, that's an interesting game and I see why you gave it time. There could have been a scissor reel or two, yeah. Yeah, bar quality is not necessary wording, just a choice of games. Yeah, like, I think when you have, like, 8 Metroidvanias already in your show, and then another trailer gets submitted that's a Metroidvania without a particularly strong selling point of what makes it different from other Metroidvanias, maybe you don't need to put that 9th Metroidvania in your showcase. At a certain point you go, do I have a lot of games of this genre already in here? And is this doing something new and unique that's going to make it stand out from the other things in this genre I'm already promoting? Team up sections of your showcase, put games that fit those sections. Yeah, like... The AA showcase every year has been... The aim has been 45 minutes to an hour. That first year, I wasn't sure how many games would say yes. My thing was I wanted it to be at least half an hour. 30 minutes was like my bad. But I wanted 45 minutes to an hour, which is like roughly how long big Nintendo Directs tend to be. Like, a big Nintendo Direct is somewhere in the 40 to 60 minute range usually. I'm like, that's a good sweet spot. You go much longer than that, people start to tune out. You go much shorter, people feel like they got shortchanged. It's the sweet spot for, that was a good amount of things you showed. And you can be a bit more... You can then play with how long you give each game.
I'm the developer of Gunboat God. Gunboat God is a wild...
There's also other showcases for games. Yeah, you don't want to be the reason that everyone burns out and doesn't watch the other showcases. Plus,
you'll be shooting,
I'll put it this way: if you're doing a 3-hour showcase,
flying your way to Gunboat greatness.
Oh god.
So let's take a look at some of the weapons and abilities.
If you're going to do a 3-hour showcase, I think you can only really justify doing that if all 3 hours of games are new games that aren't being shown in other showcases. If some of those games are being shown in other showcases, you are just padding out your own runtime. Like, if you've got 3 hours of exclusive things where, like, no one's going to see these trailers anywhere else, or, like, those trailers are going to be substantially different to the trailers seen anywhere else. Yeah. If a good chunk of your trailers are ones that are also showing in other people's showcases, like, you maybe say no, you maybe say, nah, it's cool you be in that other showcase, we don't need to double you up. Right? Like, look, I'm glad I watched this showcase. I just wish it had been at a different time to the minutes. Here we are, up to premiere. Oh no, we're not up to premiere in this. Okay, there we are. This trailer was in the other showcase! Oh god. I skipped forward and it's another trailer that was in the other showcase. Yeah, the mix at least feels like pretty curated. Yeah, we skimmed through this trailer already. You're watching the best indie games summer showcase. Is the showcase the best or are the games the best? I know what I think about that, but... You've been watching too many showcases, Laura. I watched 2 showcases today. It's not my fault that the 2 showcases today had this much overlap. I think the best channel name, the channel name is the best indie games. I know it is, but it's they knew what they were doing with the showcase name. And I'm like, You've got to be really confident in your showcase to call it this. And I don't know whether they earned that name. Okay, is this boxing things up in the Amazon warehouse to ship out simulator? Ooh. Are the auto captions just fully broken? Maybe? Do you want me to turn them off at this point? They were working really well earlier. Dum 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 dum. Down, 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 down. Okay, this... It's a game where you wash shoes. This is kind of silly. I kind of like this. Could not read whatever that graffiti word was. Down, 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 down. The heat. Down, 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 down. What heat? I don't know. It briefly said the heat, and then it went back to just down, 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 down. Oh, we saw a trailer for this somewhere. This might have been earlier in the week or last week. You've definitely seen this already as well. Look, I can't promise that every trailer in the Accessibility Summer Showcase will be for a game that doesn't show up or hasn't already shown up at that is exclusive to the AA Showcase and doesn't show up anywhere else. But what I can tell you is if a game in the AA Showcase is shown somewhere, it does appear in one of the other showcases, the AA Showcase trailer will be substantially different and unique. You know, if for no other reason than because it is focused on accessibility, that'll be a very different kind of focus of trailer. But also, the things shown in the trailer, it won't be the same trailer cut with, like, accessibility narration over it. It will be... There's a couple of games that are in other showcases, but the AA trailer is a very different trailer to the other trailers. And I think for all but one of... I think only one of those... I think there's 3 that are in other showcases. 2 of those 3 will be in the AA showcase first. And the one that was in a non-AA showcase, it's a very different trailer. Can you deactivate and reactivate the captions, please? I'll try, yeah. I think it's because none of the trailers have had voiceover for a while. I'm not thinking of Shapes 2, I'm thinking of one from one of the other showcases that already happened. You totally have Kingdom Hearts 4, right? Yeah, I've got the Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal. I'll say this, I have at least one world premiere. There is a game that is not currently listed on Steam that you will see in the AA showcase about 5 minutes before, like, it will go live on Steam, like, 2 minutes before its trailer in the AA showcase. Like, it's gonna be like, you won't be able to find it on Steam until you've seen the AA showcase trailer. There's at least one of those this year. Our closing game is a world premiere. And I'm very into the game that we're closing with this year. That Podquisition with you explaining Kingdom Hearts to Gav is one of my favorites. I regularly re-listen to it. Hey Gav, there's a kid. They get lost on an island, now they're in Disney. A heart can live anywhere, even in data. Nobody's become somebody's. If you become a nobody, you get an X in your name and it becomes an anagram. Zenagav. You'd have an X in there somewhere. If this is for over 4 hours, then yeah, we're gonna call it quits soon. This showcase has like 2 to 4 minutes to signify when they're ending. Let's show chat. Is there a time in chat? What are the views like? Okay. Yeah, at a certain point, if you wanna finish this, I will leave you all to do it yourself. Oh, what is this track? I know this track. I only have to leave because I've got other work to do. I gotta make more content. It's all content all the time. It is I, Laura, eternal maker of things. Is this a second screen game to be like, you get points for like the amount of time you spent doing your real world tasks is doing something in the game? I'm calling it here. We've done 3 hours. I've got more of these showcases to do this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'm sorry that we're not sticking around through the whole of Indie3. I gotta go make AA happen. I gotta go make Queer and Pleasant Strangers happen. So, I'm gonna start.
Let's begin.
Yeah. Oh, it's an inscription. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I hope you've enjoyed. I will be back tomorrow for PlayStation State of Play. We'll go live a little bit early. We'll do a bingo prediction stream, and I will then be back for Switch 2 stream day, and then all of the other showcases that are happening, all of the other things. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm going to go and have some dinner and do the washing up and go record a podcast. And do all the other being an adult that doesn't just stare at video games. Things that I need to